Good evening, everybody.
Hang on. I've got to. Here we go.
I didn't want to see that.
What was that?
Just saw his ass.
I was just picking my phone in.
Right.
Don't talk
evening,
about his
everybody.
face like that.
I thought I would surprise you all by actually starting a couple of seconds before the video finished, but sorry, everybody, we were a little bit late. We had quite a bit of a chin wag about Joker 2, which no doubt we'll talk about in length tonight.
Well, if you're going to talk about Joker 2, no spoilers for who hasn't seen it.
Absolutely, that's the main thing. No spoilers about it, but we will talk about it, our thoughts and opinions on it. But hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. And thank you for joining us for another Saturday night movie chat with me, Pete, Playtendoguy. Amy is here, but she won't be joining tonight because she's got the flu. She's got what I've got. I'll pass the lurgy on to her. So really hope she gets better soon. But she's been really rough today. But we do have three brilliant guests. We have Josh from Through the Lens.
2.5.
Hello. Sorry?
We got Delboy from Delboy Retro Zone.
I'm the half.
Oh.
And with fresh out of Gotham City is the Batman.
Gotham City.
So hope you're all doing well.
Fresh out the courtroom.
Thanks ever so much for joining, everybody, and be sure to leave plenty of comments and questions in the comment section down below, and we'll get back to you, I promise. So before we get into those comments and questions, the same question I ask every single week: what are some of the films that you've watched over the past week or two? Do you want to go first, Josh?
Yeah, so let me go from the 26th of September, so about a week and a couple of days. So Transformers 1, managed to see that a bit early. Thought it was really good.
I want to see that.
I want to see that. I've heard
ever since Sin was on 2 weeks ago. I want to see that.
Yeah, Transformers 1 is really good. I think Transformers deserves a good movie for once, because the last few have been a bit booky, but this one was really good.
Is it similar to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last year and how good it is?
I'd say this one's a little bit weaker, but only by a little bit.
Oh, it's really good.
It does do some things which usual kids movies do, which you've got to expect it is a kids movie, but at the same time, it's made for fans of Transformers, so I quite liked it.
Great stuff.
I watched Megalopolis, or Mega Octopus as he calls it. Well, not really awesome. It was a stinker, but
Megaflopolis.
Megaflopolis, yeah.
Megaflopolis. That's a good one.
I saw a review on Letterboxd where it's like, this sucks Megacoccolus or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, it does.
We're going to get so many tonight, I can tell.
Francis Ford Coppola making a vanity project about how much he loves himself, with names like Wow Platinum. There's a boner joke. There's like
Wow Platinum. Hang on a minute.
Yep. That's Aubrey Plaza's name in the film.
Jeez, that sounds like it's written by an 80-year-old man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a boner joke. The CGI is straight out of Spy Kids.
Brilliant.
It's absolute trash.
Sounds good to me.
I watched Dumb Money about the GameStop.
I've heard good things about that.
Stocks. It's really interesting. I quite like it. I know a lot of people don't like it.
Really?
But I think it's quite good. I think it's edited really well. Watch Wolves on Apple TV. Definition of a dad movie. Even my dad was like, "Oh, it's a dad movie." He liked it. I could hear him laughing from upstairs, so that's how much he liked it. But I watched it on my own and thought it was whatever. It wasn't really my thing, but I can see why people like it. I watched the short film from the director of The Substance called Reality Plus. I thought it was a weaker version of everything she's done before, but is what it is. Watch Kill Bill Volume 1, one of the best movies ever made.
I need to get around to that. I've
The
only seen
Fanatic, one of the worst movies ever made. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, another bad movie.
Did you get the 4K of that?
Yeah, I got it for cheap.
Rise of the Beast is really good. I thought it was great.
I hadn't watched it since it first came out, so I was like, I might like it a bit more. I liked it like a smidgen more than the first time, but is what it is, isn't it? I've watched a film which I'm embargoed on, so I can't really talk about until it comes out. I saw the TV Glow, watched that for like the third time. One of the most important films of the decade.
Is it a horror, that film?
I wouldn't say it's a horror per se, but there are very disturbing elements to it. Even though it's a PG-13, it is quite disturbing.
Doesn't it have Justice Smith in it, the guy from Dragons and Dungeons?
Dragons and Doctors, yeah. It's his best performance.
You get worse, Pete.
I try my best.
I come here for this.
Yeah, I've got a list on my phone of some of the things that Peter said. He said like fidget
I've called
shitters and stuff
I've called
like that.
Dungeons and Dragons Dungeons and Dildos before. So that's an entirely different film.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a TV Glow. Like, it's one of the most important films of the decade. You'll see what I mean if you watch it. It's not very long. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. It's perfect. One of my favorites of the decade so far. Pride and Prejudice with my boy from Succession. That was
Killer Nightwear.
Killer. Yes, Killer Nightwear. Excellent film. Like, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I fell in love with it.
Killer 90.
Anyway, Maestro, hated, thought it was bad. It's like Bradley Cooper swallowed like 1,000 acting pills and then overdosed and then it was not very good. Then I watched Strange Darling, one of the best of the year. Loved it.
Wow.
Looking forward to watching it again. Joker, I'm the Joker, baby. The first Joker. Not a fan. Joaquin's good. Joaquin's good. It looks nice. The score's good. I just don't like Todd Phillips as a director, and I don't like his obsession with John Wayne Gacy, which he's actually been open about, which is an inspiration for it. I don't like that. Deadpool & Wolverine. It's a Marvel movie, innit? Apartment 7A, the new prequel, sequel, whatever the fuck it is to Rosemary's Baby. Not very good at all.
Why are they done that?
Yeah, I know. It's very uninspired, very plain, very
uninspiring.
Yeah, it's very uninspired. It feels, even though it's practically ripping off the original film, which doesn't have a director, if you know what I mean. But I'm just like, who needed this? Watched House of Spoils, which is an Amazon Prime film. I watched it for Spooktober. I'm doing a Spooktober, so I'm watching a bunch of horror films. There were 3 movies that released that day: Apartment 7A, House of Spoils, and Salem's Lot. I watched all 3 of them in a row. They were fucking trash. All 3 of them.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Salem's Lot's been delayed for years.
Yeah, Salem's Lot felt very...
Yeah, some people are talking about Salem's Lot in the chat.
Yeah. I just think Salem's Lot just is pointless, this one. It feels
it
like...
Doesn't add any, it doesn't add any... I take it you're saying it doesn't add anything to it. So basically, what's the point in doing it?
Yeah, it doesn't add a single thing. It feels like Baby's first horror film. It's like jump scare, jump scare, jump scare.
And
we need to get to this point, jump scare.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
is there better? Is there like anything like better character development, or the pace is pace is slightly faster, or anything like that?
One thing about horror films these days, what winds me up, is when they do the exact same thing and say the exact same development. Like, oh, what are you doing here? Oh, this person in my life died, oh, I'm so sorry, and then it comes in later. It's the same thing. That
Scene by
happens
scene, it's the same beats. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very predictable, and they use the exact same plot beats. They recycle.
It's one of my favorite films. So I was just interested in your opinion on it. You see, because you know, I mean, even though there are sort of like two versions, you could actually watch, you know, a cut down version and the original sort of like 3-hour 2-parter. I felt the 3-hour 2-part was not slow and loved it.
Oh,
I
haven't seen the original.
I actually I find it disgusting, the cut down version. I can't watch that. So of course, when you're doing a beat for beat thing, but it's actually shorter, I just wonder what is it? You know, I mean,
it was an hour and 50 minutes, I think, and it.
So that's a good hour and 10 minutes shorter than the 3-hour 2.5. You know, the 2-parter.
Yeah.
It's like I wrote in my letterbox review, like it's like the director went through the film 101 handbook and skipped right to the cliche section. It practically just felt like that.
Toe Cooper's autobiography and went, right, I could do Salem's Lot now.
Yeah. I watched Joker Philia Poo, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
It's What's Inside. I watched that last night, a Netflix film, one of the best of the year. One of the best releases that Netflix has put out. Very clever, very inventive. Recommend it. The Imitation Game. Watched that this morning for the first time. Very interesting. Movies about math just make my brain hurt because I can't do math to save my life, but it was good. Watched Birdman while building a Lego set today. Great.
That sounds like a perfect afternoon.
Yeah, building a.
Doing the jigsaw, I watched these two films.
Building the Millennium Falcon, like
wow,
had to watch it. Then watch Seven. I've been trying to watch it for like 2 weeks, and then either I get tired and fall asleep, or my brain just can't handle it, and I'm like switching through several different things. But I finally finished it, and it's one of the best out there.
David Fincher's second film, yeah,
it's a brilliant film.
And then I just watched Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time, and loved the living shit out of it.
What are we? I think we're 10 days away from the 40th anniversary release of that, aren't we?
Yeah, I got it on Apple TV for like $4.99 in 4K, so I was like, I haven't seen it before, so it's $4.99.
Oh, I'm so happy that you've enjoyed that, Josh. That is a brilliant.
9 out of 10 instant. I think that if they were to make it today, it wouldn't work at all, because it would be like the Texas Chainsaw, you know, where they shoved the camera in his face and said, "Oh, do something, you'll get cancelled, bro." That kind of shit pisses me off. So if they did that with this one, where it's like, "Oh, selfie, let's get them on TikTok," it would wind me up. But it really, I think the 80s scene really helps with it. It's sick. It's great. So yeah, that's all I've been watching. Quite a bit.
That's a great selection.
I've just got one question for you, Josh, actually, because you made an interesting comment. And I've got to see if I can remember if I can word this correctly now, because it was quite a while back when you were talking. Where do you think a director should keep his opinions out of a film and just direct it? And I tried to word that correctly, but I probably got it arse about face. But basically, I hate it when directors bring their own politics and stuff into it. I don't mind them being a fanboy and doing a fan-made film and having enthusiasm, but I think that films that were done probably earlier on, you know, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the director didn't really put his political views and other types of views into films. And right now, so many come in and they just don't give a shit and just bring everything that they believe into a film, where actually they should just read the script and do it as said. You know what I mean? So where do you think that the buck should stop with the director on bringing their views in?
I think it depends on what the film is saying. Like for instance, Joker. I don't like Joker 1 and 2. Spoiler alert, I don't like Joker 2. We'll talk about it in a bit. But because Todd Phillips tries to go with this very political angle with it, where it's like, this is a bottom of the barrel mental illness scum. But at the same
right.
time, I'd rather just like to. They try and make you empathize for a killer, and that's just wrong to me. They try and make you feel something for him, but at the same time, it's trying to be this very nuanced, quote unquote, nuanced take on mental illness. There are better films about mental illness. There's Melancholia. There's Jack, the House that Jack Built, which make of that what you will. There's Dancer in the Dark. A lot of Lars von Trier films. A lot of, I'd say, After Sun, maybe, because that's about depression.
I would agree.
Like, there are definitely films which do the subject better than Joker does. It's a rip-off. It's a rip-off Taxi Driver with less of the nuance and looks a lot fucking worse. Like,
right. So it's not even the cinematography that makes it look like Taxi Driver. It's actually just the beats of the film, the sort of
it's the beat by beat, literally. Yeah, it's style.
No,
literally, Scorsese was beginning originally before the film was handed to Todd Phillips. Sadly, Scorsese was penned to produce it. He dropped out to do other things, which makes sense. Thank goodness. I don't want to see his name in the credits, but he's too good for that. But it's like going back to your question with like politics to do with.
Well, just views in general, like beyond. I'm a fan of this book, so I've read the book and therefore I'm doing my take. I'm just talking about their own, like all of their past experiences. I'm going to bring something in that happened to me that's sort of similar and bringing that in and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Euphoria, a TV show called Euphoria, which I fell in love with season 1. I thought season 1 was one of my favorite seasons of TV. Season 2 became too obnoxious because the director Sam Levinson made it about him.
Right.
He made season 1 about his experience with drugs and alcohol, which I'm like, okay, but at least you kind of made it work first time. Second time, he made it too much about him. And that's what I think a lot of directors do. They make it a lot about them. Look at Megalopolis with Francis Ford Coppola. That's a passion project, and that's a vanity project. He's looking at his own career reflectively, being like, oh, I didn't get to make this. Let's do it now. Let's showboat and see what I can do with $120 million, which I sold my wine company for. Like, let's see what I can do with it. It's films like that, and it's directors like that which don't get the point of what their films are supposed to say, and that's what gets on my nerves sometimes. But that's just me.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just interested to know your thoughts on that. By the way, if I do this with those 3D glasses that you got on, does it work? Just wanted to know.
Whoa.
You forgot to take them off when you left.
I feel like fucking. I remember with the Spy Kids 3 DVD, it came with like these 3D glasses. I feel like that. I'm like, whoa.
A great selection of watches there, Josh, and great to see you watching Nightmare on Elm Street and really enjoying it. Got a question for you. Have you seen The Vanishing?
Not yet, no.
You need to see that. I think you'll love that. Now that is a film that's got
a remake of the original Vanishing.
It's a remake.
No, that's the original one. That is. It's called Sporlix or something in its.
I'll add it to my Letterboxd watch list of Letterboxd decides to work because it's being a pain in my rear right now.
It's up there as one of the most scariest endings to a film ever. I didn't get sleep that night.
Oh, Jackson loved it. He gave it a 5 out of 5. Oh, I'll give it a go then.
Yeah, I didn't sleep.
Mike Flanagan gave it a heart, so
it's terrifying. It is because it feels so real.
But yeah, trying to watch a lot of films during all the chaos of my life. Like, I'm trying to watch a bunch of stuff, and I've done it. Yippee!
Wow, great selection.
That's good to hear, actually.
So, how about you, Delboy? What have you been watching recently?
Oh, I thought you were going to go to Jamie. I'll turn the background off for
just. It's the Batman to you.
There we go. Look. But I did watch yesterday. Just because I felt like it. I watched Bicentennial Man again. I haven't watched it in many years. You know, and some people, you know, have a really poor opinion of that film. Just every couple of years, I just like to go back to it. It's a soppy film. Robin Williams did a pretty good job. It's got some nice special effects. The James Horner score is quite nice, you know, but it is clunky, you know. I mean, but it's one of those films that I do sometimes like to go back to, you know, a little bit like some people might say I'll go back to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang every couple of years or whatever. So that was quite nice. And I mentioned last week that I saw Strange Days again after a number of years, and that's a sublime film. I mean, that's an absolutely great film. So what turned up this week? Halloween trilogy in one steel book came through. Why I've got that, I don't know.
Nice still, but kind of shame about the films.
Yeah, am I the only one who actually likes Halloween Ends? I think it's not bad.
A lot of people like Halloween Ends.
I think it's very funny. It's very goofy. And I like goofy.
Like I said, it's not a bad. This is quite nice because it's thin, and you know, if people want it in their collection, that's quite nice.
Halloween is underrated.
Like, dude, they put him in a fucking tree chopper. Like, how can you not find that funny? They gather around like a cult and just chuck him in. Like, that's funny.
The reason why people was disappointed with Halloween Ends because all people wanted is just Laurie and Michael to fight. And the thing is, if you did that for about an hour and a half, you just wouldn't have a good film.
Well, the marketing for it didn't help. The marketing made out it was a big fight.
To the story, and I love Halloween Ends, and I don't think it's funny.
I can understand it in bits, you know. That I found it actually in parts. All three films quite funny. Actually,
yeah. See what I mean?
You know what I mean? But you know, it's not a patch, is it? Really, on the early stuff. I mean, for goodness' sake. But it's not. I don't think it ever was intended to be. It's one of those fan pleasers that really just wanted to make money. Really, that's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
A real classic, The Boston Strangler.
That's a great film.
Which is a fantastic film. I do really recommend.
They remade that on Disney Plus recently. They remade it.
I do think you know, you should go back sometimes and look at films that far back and see how these things were done. They were really quite well done back there, and that's no different. I saw on Sky One Life, which is a very Schindler's List type film. Which I really liked, and then I saw it cheap on Amazon, so I decided to buy it. That's how much of it that I thought it was good. What a cast! I mean, you've got Anthony Hopkins, Helena Bonham Carter. You know, it's based around trying to rescue as many child refugees before World War II broke out, and then it goes to the point where I actually watched the episode of That's Life that they actually show in the film. I was around in 1988, so I saw that actual episode. So it brought back a lot of nostalgia for me, and that's why I probably sort of like sympathized a lot with it. I also saw on Sky Big George Foreman. Now, I bought that because my father and I were big Muhammad Ali fans, and I saw the Ali film, you know, many years back, and thought to myself, it wasn't a bad film, but it ended at a point where you're going to be making a sequel, or you've just ended it way too early for me. And of course, I know an awful lot about Muhammad Ali. So of course, I know an awful lot about George Foreman because me and my dad we bonded over boxing. You know, I watched an awful lot of the 70s and stuff. The trouble with Big George Foreman is that it's just. It's not a patch on Ali. It's very saccharine. It doesn't go deep enough in certain areas. In other areas, it's just pure drama, hokum. It doesn't really quite work. But if you watch it just from an entertainment point of view and you just want to know little bits and bobs about that period of time and how he was a boxer and then turned into a preacher and then made his money from the George Foreman fat beating machine and all of that sort of stuff. Fair enough. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, missed opportunity. Thank God I bought it for a $5. It's a bit like that. Another film that's been out for a while, but I really like is St. Vincent.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That wasn't too bad. That was all right.
Yeah. I do like Bill Murray films, but this one seemed like he didn't dial it in for this film. He actually was actually on the set, was enjoying himself.
He actually knew what he signed up for, unlike Garfield, where he thought it was written by a Coen brother.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big Melissa McCarthy fan. She can sometimes really piss me off, but she's all right in this. It's definitely a good watch. You'll come away feeling, I think, above average or even really liking it. I don't think you'll come away thinking average and below average. So that's sort of like the best way for me to do on that. Otherwise there's nothing to talk about in regards to cinematography and that. It's more about the script and the characters, and from that point of view, it's a very good film.
It's very sweet. That's what I like.
Yeah, that's it. But it's not so sweet that it's like, over the top. Like,
no, it's not like diabetes level sweet. It's just nice.
Can I have 10 sugars in my tea level or anything?
No, it's like 1 or 2 sugars.
That's it. And then, of course, the last one is, I think everybody that's ordered the Steelbook has now got A Quiet Place come through.
I still haven't seen that one yet.
I'm going to wait for the Amore case to come out.
Yeah. What do I think of it? Probably the worst of the 3, but still good. I've never really been good at prequels anyway. But it's okay. It does all right. You know what I mean? You're not going to come away going, "What's this bag of shit?" You know what I mean? It's shot well. It's sound is okay. The score's all right. Although, to be quite honest, I wouldn't buy it. Or there's lots of films that I'd buy the score.
I like the score to it. I listen to it occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great. Do you know what I mean? Like when I talk about the greats like James Horner and all of that sort of stuff.
Oh no, it's not going to compare to that, but it's like
it fits the film and the film and the music is sort of like at the right places in the film. But if you were to buy it as a score, I just think it doesn't work by itself as a score. You just put it in and listen to it. It doesn't tell a story. It's not like, oh, I recognize that cue. That's from this bit. It's, you know what I mean? It's not distinct, I think is the word. And then I've watched just the second episode of Penguin, which I liked. It built upon the first one, and I saw the third episode of Agatha and Fort Wank. which is unusual for me because I told you that the first one I thought was great, the second one was a bit, third one wank.
Wait till you see the fourth one.
Oh, all right.
I can't wait to watch them.
And then you know me, I'm pro Marvel, but the third one wank. Yeah.
But wow, great!
That's it for my views. I can't wait to hear what Jamie's got to say.
So
Batman 2,
Delboy.
Batman
What about
3,
you, Jamie?
Joker.
What have you watched? I can only see hair.
So right, what I watched is I watched Spider-Man No Way Home.
Nice.
Good film.
So No Way Home, I've kind of had like a look. I'm using hate as an example. I've kind of
love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I have as well.
Like a love-hate thing with it. I watched it 3 times at the cinema. Couldn't tell how I feel, and then I enjoyed it when I rewatched it for the 4th time or something, or 5th time. I enjoyed it, and then when I rewatched it in 4K, I can't really get into it. I actually think Spider-Man 3 is so much better.
Wow.
I kind of do as well, to be honest.
It has good moments, But as a whole, it's just like heavy nostalgia. It's just
right.
There's so much going on left, right, and centre. And
have you noticed how bad it is when you watch it at home and nobody's clapping? It's one of those ones, you know, like Endgame, where everyone in the theater is like, "Whoa!" It's one of those ones where it just doesn't.
Not many people have asked my opinion about No Man's Home, so
No Man's Home. Even you've done it now.
I'm doing an updated 2024 Spider-Man ranking, and I've actually put Spider-Man 3 over No Way Home, and I feel so much better for doing it. Because as soon as I watched No Way Home at the cinema, I came out and I just said to my cinema buddy, I was like, I prefer Spider-Man 3.
You're not wrong there, to be honest. I like
for me, it's a bit too much.
Because the thing is, over the time when I did Spider-Man rankings last year or summer or at the beginning of the year, I actually put it third. And I just think, as I've watched it again, I
look at it as being the better of the three. So I rank it that way, but I do think it's too much fan.
The thing is,
favoritism, to the fans.
I was watching all the Spider-Man films at the cinema, and Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey are like two perfect masterpieces. Because
what a person like me has to do when that new trilogy came out is that you got to look at it from that point of view of a trilogy. Don't even think about looking at the first three. No. Don't even think about looking at the other two.
Yeah.
From my point of view, this third film is better because it's him growing up and now he's on his own and he's a man. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. The other two are just too juvenile and too kidified for me to get any pleasure out of it other than Mysterio was a great villain.
I think with these films, especially with is it No Way Home? That's the one. I keep getting more mixed up, the third one. Yeah. There's No Way Home or Far From Home, whatever it's called.
No Way Home, the third one.
No Way Home. I think I really enjoy it, but I think long as future Spider-Man films don't bring back Tobey and Andrew, then that's okay. If they keep doing it, because Sony apparently wants to bring them back for the fourth Spider-Man film, then
they keep jumping back at that though, Pete. I think they're saying that Andrew might, but Tobey won't.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a one and done thing. Don't bring them back. Yeah. I think if you do bring any of them back, it'll just cheapen this.
My point of view is, like most of the fans, it's got to be a street level film next. Yeah. None of this cosmic stuff and all that fitting in with all of the other stuff that's going on. He's a street level hero. He basically, that's why it's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, not cosmic Spider-Man, all of that sort of stuff. It needs to be ground based. I think it would be good if it was the Kingpin in it, just from my point of view, some Kingpin of crime that would be quite good. But going back to, No Way Home. No Way Home. It is the better of the three. He's grown up. The dilemma is great, but it's saccharine. It's saccharine for the fans, and it was to appease joining the other two films together, which I thought was the wrong thing to do, to be perfectly honest. But that he had no choice really with this Doctor Strange multiverse and where it was all going. They had to. This is a perfect opportunity to bring these other two in, and they're from their own universes. On paper, that sounds really good. On celluloid, it worked for a lot of people, but from my point of view, it only just about worked, and even I was segregated from the fan base on it. And if somebody like me that's been collecting for 45 plus years, then you got to turn around and say, I think I'm more on the right on it, if you see what I mean. That sort of script would have been better as a cartoon. That'd have been, like they did with X-Men '97, if that had been a Spider-Man script, that would have been perfect. And have their voices, Toby's voice, Andrew's voice, that would have worked as a film. I think the saving graces are things like Willem Dafoe, all of that sort of stuff. But then again, their performances were always going to be good because it's like grown-up acting compared to the others that were out of high school acting. You see what I mean? So it was very disjointed. The death of, spoilers. The death of the close character to Peter, should I say so, without giving out the name, is a different take to the comic. Works to a point. It's a different universe. Again, I really want the quintessential comic book in a film. Never going to get it, I think, in my lifetime. So there you go. That's all I've got to say, because nobody really asks me about Spider-Man, even though it's my character. We've got a T-shirt on with Spider-Man on, for God's sake. So,
As I was saying, I was watching all the Spider-Man films.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't watch Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 because, personally, I don't think they hold up now. And at the time, they was good. The first one was amazing when I watched it in 2012, but they just don't hold up now. But the thing is, it was the No Way Home at the cinema. It was the last one in the cinema marathon I was doing, and obviously it was the more fun edition. So it was the extended cut of the cinema. And I was kind of like, I really did want to watch that at the cinema because I think I would have enjoyed it so much more. But the Dark Knight trilogy was more of a priority. So I could have watched No Way Home and then Dark Knight and Batman, Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rising. I thought I'd just do the trilogy. And it's what it is, but I just can't get into it really. Yeah. And I watched...
Toby's Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man film out of them all. End of.
Oh, yeah. It's easily hands down one of the best superhero films ever made.
The Doc Ock story, that's the best one. Anyway, carry on.
Batman. And then I watched Joker 2, which...
Philia Poo.
The thing is, it doesn't grind my gears, but the thing is when everyone says a film's bad and then people just turn around and say, oh, I'm not going to watch it because someone says it's bad. As Jamie Powell says, you make your own mind up in this day and age. It's just when I watched the film, Jamie Powell was sending me voice messages about the ending of what he thinks and what and then since then it stuck with me. The film's I watched it yesterday at like 1:30 and it's been over 24 hours and I'm still thinking about it, and part of my mind's saying a masterpiece, but only for certain reasons. Obviously the film's not perfect, it has issues, but I'm not spoiling anything. But I think it's kind of one of them films where you think about it has different interpretations, different meanings. It feels like a Christopher Nolan film. There's more to it than meets the eye, and that's personally how I see the film. I'm still thinking about it now, and I do want to watch it again. And because it's my birthday on Monday, I'm 35.
Ooh, 35 on Monday. Well, happy birthday for Monday.
And basically, I'm thinking of just going out to Beverly and just watching Joker on my own because I do want to watch it again. I rewatched Joker, the first one, 2019, a few nights ago before I watched 2. And I actually forgot how good it actually is. It is just, I appreciate it so much more. And it's just an absolute masterpiece. I can't fault the first one. And then on last night I watched Speak No Evil with James McAvoy, and oh my God, McAvoy can act. I've not seen it. I am aware it's a remake, but I was like, wow. And it is a slow burn at the beginning, but when you find out more about it, of what it's about. I went in blind. I knew nothing. I just knew it was McAvoy, and he goes a bit like off the rails. But other than that, I was like, wow, this was really good. It's one of the best, but it's just this year we've just had nothing good. I think the controversial again, but I think the two best films, I'm even struggling to do a top 5 this year. And I think the two best films I've seen this year is probably Joker, Folly Dare, and Longlegs when it was Cage. We've just had nothing like we've had. I'm kind of on the thinking about Joker 2 being a masterpiece, but if I do officially call it a masterpiece, it'd be the only masterpiece this year. We've just had nothing that's blown me away. We've just nothing.
So 2024 hasn't excited you with anything?
No, it
really?
hasn't. Even this year, my most anticipated film was Kingdom for the Planet of the Apes, and it's not a patch on Rise, Dawn, and War. It's not a patch on it. It's good. It has good moments.
But hasn't there been any sort of like smaller, more obscure type films that have surprised you that actually turn around and say, do you know what? The big studios wank, the smaller ones, I've actually seen some good stuff, and actually that's been the highlight.
I've had nothing that's gone like, wow. I've not had nothing that's like blown me away. I think the only one film that I've said that was amazing, and it was the jackpot on Amazon Prime with Aquafina and
John Cena.
Yeah. But other than that, we've had nothing that's blown me away.
Wow.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a fair enough comment to make. It's just from my point of view, I've been disappointed by the big major releases, but I think there's been some surprises.
It has been a turbulent year for cinemas and films. There's been a lot of disappointment all around.
I think it's been pretty great, depending on what you look at. Like, I've given 8 films 5 stars this year. That's most I've done in a while.
It's just had nothing that's like blown me away. I've gone like nothing's just blown me away. Nothing.
I've tended to find it's been the quieter films that have not been talked about that I've enjoyed probably the most this year, and that means that from a certain perspective, it's been actually quite a vineyard type year, really. But it's been for the smaller films, you know, that actually have probably made more money for the studios. Actually, because they were made on smaller budgets.
I've given a lot of films like either a 9 or a 10 this year. I've given like 20 odd out of 80. Like
that's really good.
Yeah, like Dune Part 2 is number 1 right now.
I do agree with you though, Jamie. From a Warner, Paramount, you know, Disney and all that sort of stuff. Wank after each.
Well, the best is yet to come. Sonic 3. That's going to be the best.
I really enjoyed Doom 2, but I wasn't like blown away. I wasn't like, oh, it's a masterpiece. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I did like Dune. Actually, I did like Dune 2.
Dune Part 2 is like film of the year for me so far. It's fucking sick.
Part 1 and 2 are like beautifully done, visually stunning, beautifully directed, this and that.
Not Joker though.
Look at visually, but I just don't think the masterpiece. They're really, really good films, but they just don't blow me away. There's just nothing.
Fair enough.
It's a good opinion to have, Jamie, because like I said,
everybody
can have their own opinion. And I must admit, I think this year, Dune 2 out of the studios is, as a big production, is the best film this year. I will say that.
Yeah,
it is. I agree.
It's my favorite film of the year so far, out of all of them, and I've seen nearly 90 odd this year so far. So it's up there.
It's like next month we're getting Gladiator 2, and I've not even.
Well, I ain't looking forward to that anyway.
I've not even watched the trailer because I'm like, you can't recapture Gladiator. You can't get that magic back.
It just looks
that's gonna have one of the hardest jobs. Gladiator 2, because like I say,
it needs a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, it costs about
It
300
needs like
million to make.
Yeah, it needs 800 to break even.
And
As
then
if it's going to do that.
apparently he wants to make a trilogy now or something.
Yeah,
but he can want, can't he? And I'm a big Ridley Scott fan. He can want all he wants. But at the end of the day, that's just talk before the film. You know what I mean? He might not actually even probably mean it. It's just he has to big up the film to get the money, and he has to please the film studio as well. He's not exactly going to turn around and badmouth something.
Well,
you know what I mean?
If this film flops, if Gladiator 2 flops, he'll probably be doing smaller films for the rest of his life.
Like I said, he'll probably be just he'll go back to producer. He will be a back burner producer. That sort of thing.
The only thing what would have made Gladiator 2 make even more money is if you'd have had Russell Crowe's name on it.
No.
Oh, you see, that's where I feel
that wouldn't
well.
make sense.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
No.
But
even if you ask Russell Crowe to come back and do Robin Hood 2 for Ridley Scott, it wouldn't work.
Apparently, Russell Crowe's not in Gladiator 2 at all. I don't even think he'll have
How would he be? How would he be?
He's dead.
Yeah, I know, but technically you can have a cameo like as a ghost or do
that'd be shit.
Afterlife.
Fucking Star Wars, like Jedi ghosts.
Force ghost.
Yeah, he'll be behind. He'll be at the Potter's wheel behind Demi Moore.
He'll be on one of the ships with Paul Mescal going, "I believe in you, Lucius." Like,
you see, even if you saw Russell Crowe's hand going through a hayfield, I'd be pissed off.
I have a lot of hopes for it, mainly because one, my boy Paul Mescal's in it. I love the guy.
Oh yeah.
Two, Denzel Washington looks like he's acting his fucking heart out in this. And three, it's written by the guy who wrote Napoleon, a very funny script.
I love Napoleon.
I'm expecting it. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be.
I've seen the long version of that as well. You know, and
I've been trying to find it, but I can't anywhere, and I don't want to pay $8.99 a month to watch it.
I might help you with that. we won't say anymore.
Nice. Is it quite a bit longer than the standard cut?
3 hours and 30 minutes, I think it is.
Yeah,
3 hours and
it's 3 hours. I like to have a look. I think it's 3 hours 20.
I remember seeing that with my brother, and my brother, he's such a nerd. Like he understands history and all that, and he kept going, "That's not right. That's right.
That's not right."
Right. He was going, during the war they did this, and I'm like, "Can I just watch it, please, Liam?" Like,
yeah.
But
the thing is, it's like obviously next week Terrifier 3's out, and I'm dreading it because I just know it's. I know it's me being me.
I've heard it's good.
I personally feel like Terrifier 3 has been extremely hyped up. It's
we're looking forward to that, aren't we?
Well, I am, but I haven't seen any of the Terrifiers.
I'm kind of, my mind's thinking about logging out of Facebook next week because the thing is, as soon as Terrifier 3's out, there'll be post after post after post after post in my news feed, and I'm just like, I can't be
doing it. It'll be in your YouTube feed. You're going to have to turn that off.
No, YouTube's not bad because it's just
how many times did I see a Hitcher bloody unboxing? I can tell you that now. It'll be bloody.
Bro, I go on my YouTube feed right now. It's just Joker.
But I just know that as soon as Terrifier 3's out, it'll
Joker.
Be out.
Like my whole feed is just bloody
Jamie,
Joker.
Are you looking forward to Venom 3?
Believe it or not, I'm actually one of these people that I love Venom 1 and 2.
Oh, God.
I love Venom 1 and 2, and the reason why I like it because of Tom Hardy and the chemistry he has with
I'm very excited for the third one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know it's a Marvel film, but I'm actually excited for Venom 3.
Don't say that nastily. I don't talk nastily about Batman and DC, do I?
I'm actually excited for a Marvel film, and I love Venom. I'm being honest. I'd actually say Venom 2 is actually better than No Way Home.
Oh, I don't think so.
love
There's a
Venom.
reason why I called it Let It Be Garbage.
Yeah,
I
Venom 2, I can't even turn around and say is dog shit at the bottom of my shoe. It was that bad. It's
Venom 2 is awful. I didn't like the first one.
The reason why I like Venom, it's just so much fun for me. I just
because
love
it's edited on TikTok.
I just
yeah, but the way they introduce Carnage, it's just atrocious.
I just love the chemistry.
It felt like half a film as well.
Dude bites Venom and goes yomp, and then gets turned into Carnage. Like, what the hell?
It was like 90 minutes, but it needed to be well over 2 hours.
Carnage is the spawn of Venom.
Yeah. It's a definition of like
the thing that
brain rot TikTok food.
Is you know when Venom 2 came out during COVID, CX put like the first Venom on DVD to like a tenner, and I was like, really? So imagine what the put Venom 2 up there.
All I know is I'm not buying it, so it doesn't bother me.
I will.
And of course, it's Marvel, so I have to buy it.
I
have to buy Madam Web. I have to buy Marvels. This is my.
I've got Madam Web. I like Madam Web.
They showed a trailer for Quaver the Hunter, and that looks awful.
Quaver the Hunter.
Quaver the Hunter.
At least Madam Web's funny. Madam Web's funny.
Madam Web is at least better than Marvels. There by much.
Yeah, at least Madam Web is funny bad like Catwoman. Venom 2 is just depressing bad.
Madam Web is an old biddy on a life machine that looks like a spider's web. That's why she's called Madam Web.
Yeah, she kind of looks a bit like Madge from Benidorm.
Bro, I love the end scene where she turns around with the goggles and goes, "Are you ready?" And then it just
and I do know that everybody has to have an origin, and that she, she was blind, and that's true in the comics. That how she turned blind in this underwater and all this crap. It's
I got trolled. I was expecting she was researching spiders in the Amazon right before she died. I was expecting that line to be in there. I got trolled. I was so mad when that line wasn't in there.
It's an odd film to tell the oranges of Madam Web.
Oranges.
It's just all these other I mean, they brought these other spider women into it, and they're all separate sorts of like storylines in comics that have
Spunk universe,
and then this character that looked like Miles Morales, but wasn't.
Why don't they do a live action Miles Morales? That seems like a great idea.
I'm pretty sure I know why that is, and that is it's not quite
Spider-Verse
right yet. They haven't done the quintessential Peter Parker film yet, and you can't therefore bring Miles Morales in until Peter Parker is pretty much dead. In fact, if you read the comics of Ultimate Spider-Man, which was another take of Spider-Man but for a more modern audience. He died, and then Miles Morales came along. So you really need to say Peter Parker's done, and then do Miles Morales, and that's why the cartoons work so well, because you can do what you want there.
Yeah,
build up Miles Morales in that sort of area, and then bring him into live action a little bit later on. But even I haven't seen the quintessential Peter Parker, and I've been waiting 40 odd years. And they still keep missing the mark.
Wow.
So
great watches there, Jamie. And
you got to get to the comments.
That was a long.
I ain't even said what I've watched yet.
Oh, tough shit, because it's 9 minutes past 10 and no comments come out yet.
Well, I'll quickly go through what I watched. I went and saw Beetlejuice. It was good.
It's not bad.
It was great.
It's not bad.
I really enjoyed it.
I like it.
Fun, but too late.
Yeah. It very much like Twisters. It felt like a sequel that wasn't needed, but was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I like it.
Watched Strange Darlings last night.
Yes.
Top 3 film of the year. Brilliant.
Hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
It is a fantastic, thrilling film. Keeps you on the edge of your seats. It's the way it's told. I was a bit unsure at first, but it's perfectly done in a in the all over the place order.
I'm just guys, it's a very horny film, so be careful.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was. It certainly all levels.
Because it's
all
about to
levels
get
of film
where marigolds bring some fairy liquid along. Is that what it's
But it's only about 90 minutes and it flies by.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I needed to watch that because I was in a foul mood after Playtendoguy. Oh,
Folly of Doom.
I wasn't disappointed.
Phillips is
I
poo,
wasn't
more like.
disappointed with Playtendoguy. I'm still thinking about it now, and I think Playtendoguy is the only film this year that I'm still thinking about, like the next day, or it's going to be a couple of more days. I'm still thinking about it. All other films have just gone. But
I think that's great, Jamie. I think that's great. I think that's great, Jamie, because it's hit you therefore on a level that a lot of people it hasn't.
Yeah.
We need more positivity about films
that
the university not liked.
Yeah.
But I have to understand there from you what it is, and if you can't portray what it is that it is, then of course I get them frustrated because I'm going. You keep, I want to know what it is that's hit you on that level. And
that's the problem I have with quite a few people. That's the problem I have with quite a few things. To be honest,
I will say that the film did go out and do something different. Fair play to it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I was sitting there, like, oh my days, you really decided to do that. The ending is going to split a lot of people. It feels very small compared to the first Joker, I think, with only really two locations. And also, I think it's more mean-spirited than the first film, I think.
I want to be excited. I want to be excited like Jamie, and I think I'm going to be when I eventually get to see it.
I will say, I think in years to come, people will look back on it and say, you know what, it's not too bad. I think it will get a lot of praise in the future.
But the thing is, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the thing is, when people were saying it's a divisive ending, I was kind of like, what is it going to be? And then when I found out what it was, I was like, I weren't like, oh my God, I weren't like disappointed.
No.
Because of what happens, it's Jamie Powell sent me voice messages about it, and what he said has stuck with me, and I'm still processing it all now. And to me, it's part of my mind is thinking masterpiece, but I need to give it another rewatch.
It just made me thought, well, what was the point in the film?
I'm not like that because of what happens at the end. It's making me rethink the whole film and certain elements.
So to you, it's not about the ending; it's the journey.
It's kind of about the journey, yeah. But once the end happened, it's just making me rethink the film again and kind of trying to make more sense of it.
Fair enough.
But what about you, Josh, with the ending? What's your opinion?
Fucking brain rot material, that ending. It was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it just feels like Todd Phillips is trying to be clever and trying to be
something different.
Yeah, he did something different, but it didn't work. That's the problem with Todd Phillips, is that he tries these different things. He tries to attempt things that just don't work in his favor.
Should I tell you what this film reminded me of a lot of? Matrix 4. It's a film that the Wachowskis didn't want to make. But they made it anyway because Warner Brothers was going to go ahead, and I think Joker 2 is very much similar to that.
Yeah, I didn't like Matrix 4 at all.
The thing is, I actually enjoyed Matrix 4 because Matrix 4 to me is just basically John Wick in the Matrix. That's all I see it as.
Nice, that's a fair point.
Yep, but
I just think
that was excellent. Can't wait for that.
Obviously, Matrix 1 is the best, of course. I'm not going to say the fourth one the best. It's probably second best. But the thing is, you can't beat the first one. The first one's like a classic. I love the first Matrix.
It made me get my first American disc to play over in this country was Matrix. I will say that.
I love the first one.
On DVD, I remember that. It came on a gold disc. It came with that old Warner type snap case, which was part paper and part plastic.
The 4K looks exceptional.
I used to have those. I used to have one of those for Scooby-Doo.
Oh, wow. I had
the 2002 Scooby-Doo film. By the way, one of the best films of the 2000s. I don't care. Scooby-Doo's one of the best films of the 2000s.
Written by James Gunn.
Yeah, it fucking rocks. It's so good.
And you got Mr. Bean in it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant selection of watches, everybody. It's only took us an hour to get through that.
I
think it was some really good discussion in there.
So I did read something on social media about Andrew Garfield saying he's had like a 2-year break from acting and apparently wants to get back into acting. But I think if he comes back to acting, I wouldn't be surprised if they did go along with Spider-Man 3.
Well, yeah, there's a lot. What you have to understand, Jamie, there's a lot of clickbait because I've seen no end in my newsfeed that says Andrew Garfield tells the truth about whether he's in the new Spider-Man film. It's just all over the place. You know what I mean?
It's all rumors and speculation. And
they don't even start filming the thing until next year, and the script is like is about the same length as a postage stamp at the moment. So
yeah,
it's all just to make you click on it. That's it.
Yeah, it's all clickbait. That's
I think sometimes we all wish that just sort of social media never existed at times.
Yeah, well, it is when it comes to stuff like that because I don't think it even excites. I just know it's clickbait now, and I just go, "Fuck that." No point bloody looking at it.
The thing is, back in my day when I used to go to the cinema with my mum and all, like we didn't give a shit about reviews. We didn't even care about the internet or anything. All we cared about is just watching a film and walking out and like, "Oh, I enjoyed that." But now
I do think like reviews don't matter a lot. It's just interesting to hear what other people have to say. But I think majority of people who go and watch films just go and see it off the trailer or by whether it's a known IP or something.
Hey, I remember queuing up to see Batman, the first one. No internet back there in '89. Bloody hell. The only way you knew what was going on in Batman was if somebody came out the pictures, they were walking past the line that was queuing out the outside and saying, "Wasn't it a shame that the Joker died at the end?" That's the only way you knew that something was going on in that film.
But the thing is,
good old days.
This is a prime example. If Empire Strikes Back was made in this generation, guaranteed. With the film being released all over the internet, it's his father. It'll be on the internet straight away.
Well, they tried with it. They tried it. It was The Last Jedi, and people hate it.
I don't like The Last Jedi. I will admit.
I don't mind it. I think it's not too bad.
I'm one of the only suckers on the planet who
likes it.
If the Empire Strikes Back was made in this day and age, this time. Guaranteed everyone would be like, "Oh, it's his father. I'm your father." That'd be everywhere.
Yeah, I definitely will agree with that. There'll be little memes about it straight away.
It's like the Simpsons episode where Marge and Homer goes to watch Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and Homer walks out and he's like, "Oh, wow, what an ending. Who'd have thought that it was his father?" And everyone in the queue's like, "Oh." But you know what I mean? That's what social media is like now.
Yeah, people just love to spoil, like Deadpool and Wolverine, all the cameos and that. That's another thing that was prime for spoilers.
The thing is, Deadpool and Wolverine, all the cameos was leaked online.
I never bothered looking when I went to the cinema. It was all new.
But there was only one cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, "Oh wow, I never saw that one come in." And Yeah, other than that one, that I was like, oh wow, they kept that one quiet, but that's what I wanted all the cameos to be like.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I've noticed whenever there's a Marvel film with cameos, the cameos are always leaked online. It'd just be nice to go into Marvel film.
Or post credits.
Yeah,
that's another one.
Everything's just leaked online.
I do wonder with like stuff like post credits, especially with modern day Marvel, is like people are just checking that out because of how difference in quality the films are, like the Marvels.
Well, they also want to know how different it is from the comic. So
yeah.
How far are they?
Guys, I'll be back in 10 minutes. I keep getting spam called by my friend.
No worries.
I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
No worries.
See you in a minute.
See you in a sec. I did watch Agatha All Along episode 4 as well. That was pretty dreadful.
Oh.
It turns into a little rock show, it does.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. You know,
they're singing that down the witch's road.
I don't get all that, Pete. All that even in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, they start singing and all doing episodes with singing in. Doctor Who was singing in. Fuck off with the singing shit.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work in Doctor Who. I know a lot of people talk about the Star Trek episode. Isn't it Strange New Worlds? There's a musical episode.
Yeah, it was the second season, around about 2 or 3 episodes in, singing. Fuck off. That's what I mean. I was like this. I was going, no.
The thing that baffles my mind with the MCU now, it's just like we're getting a TV series for Agatha, and no one was like, "Oh, I really want that series now." No one was like that, and I'm just like, it just feels like just someone.
Well, apparently it's done moderately quite well. It's done about 9 million viewers, which isn't too bad, and it didn't cost too much.
Apparently, I think the Penguin's doing better.
It is in its second week. Yeah, a lot of people are liking that, but I haven't seen.
And again, there's a bit of a higher anticipation for Penguin for the second episode because of the wait time for it to come out. Agatha is definitely, it's all in the bag. It's all in the can. And we're coming out week by week with Penguin. You had to wait 14 days for the second one.
Just doing TV series that we're not really bothered about, and I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you're gonna love Penguin, Jamie. You're gonna love it.
I will. It's DC. I love Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Is amazing.
I would imagine the Penguin.
Sorry, Pete. Go on.
I was going to say, I imagine the Penguin will feel like a substantial piece of television, whilst Agatha kind of feels like a small morsel, not a lot there to an episode.
You see, for me, Jamie, I didn't look at it as, well, I'm going to love it because it's DC, because that's a wrong thing to say, because that's like going up to me and saying, because it's Marvel, I'm going to like it all. I look at each thing from a certain perspective. Just because it's Marvel doesn't mean I'm instantly pro it.
I know I'm a DC fan.
I think you're going to like it because it's a quality product. With its, and somebody has taken the roots of it and basically said, I can make something out of this, and has actually gone with something that doesn't go too askew. You know, do you see what I mean? Off candor. For it to be a Penguin, to have a Penguin title.
This is a perfect example with DC. Nearly all the sequels, there's probably about 1 or 2, nearly all the sequels where we've got like the second film's are a patch on the first one. It's like Man of Steel isn't better than Man of Steel is better than Batman v Superman. Wonder Woman, obviously the first one's better. The 2016 Suicide Squad. Joker isn't a patch on Joker 2. You know what I
think
mean?
they rushed those though because Marvel were doing so well.
Yeah, but it's like all the sequels are a patch on the first film. They're just like a downgrade.
See, if you're rushing, then you get. I'll tell you how I usually tell that something's going to be quite bad is how many screenwriters there are that's listed. If it's got like 5 people listed, I'm going, fuck me. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's an hour and a half long, and you got 5 people. That means each one did about 15 minutes of the script. You know what I mean? It's like what?
Wow.
Yeah.
So before we get into the questions, Delboy, do you want to promote your channel to everybody watching at home?
Oh, that's really nice of you. Thanks very much. Yeah, I do. I'm more known for my blog, I suppose. Really, I've got a Retro Zone channel. I do like to talk about how my week has gone, but I also talk a little bit about what I've watched. I'm a big community person, and sort of like say to people, say about their channels and what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and recommend it and so forth. But I also do game content. I do film capsule reviews. I do some live streams. I have general chats with people. I've invited Pete on a couple of times, and had several people on. Hopefully I've got a nostalgia feel about my channel, and that's what I hope comes across. And it's not about a blog. And yes, Jamie, you are invited on soon. So thanks very much for allowing me to promote my channel. I do hope anybody that does go across just enjoys what's there. Thank you very much.
Brilliant stuff. What about you, Jamie?
Yeah, man's the Batman Talks movies. I know I haven't done a video in months, but the one video that I am going to be doing, and Jamie Powell's going to have fun editing to ting this one, is I will be doing the Batcave room review, room tour.
That's good. Awesome stuff. Look forward to watching that.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well,
I still think the Batcave needs a bat mug, but anyway, go on.
I do have a bat mug. I've even got Crazy J in the Batcave.
Yeah, but it's got to be in the Batcave, not in your room.
I'm looking at Crazy J right now.
Well, everybody's links in the description down below, so be sure to give Delboy, Jamie, and Josh a subscription. They're all in the links down below. So let's get on with the comments. There's over 60.
Yeah, 2 o'clock today, I think.
Right, let's go. We've still got to go all the way to the top. And first up, we have Mac Chat here saying, how do you do Saturday night vouchers? Hey, Mac, hope you're doing well, mate. Mac Chat says, I'm currently watching the new Salem's Lot, a little rushed, a little messy, but hoping it will get less of that as it goes along. Ooh. Yeah, it's coming to cinemas next week, it is, because I saw it advertised yesterday. I'll check it out eventually. I ain't too fussed. The original remake seems to be perfect.
Is it a remake?
Yeah.
So how many remakes have we got of Salem's Lot?
Is this the 3rd one, Pete? I think it is.
I think it might be the 3rd one because they did another sequel, didn't they? Return to Salem's Lot as well. This one's been in a troubled production, but I know Stephen King quite liked this one, but that's not saying much coming from him. But I'll see what it's like eventually. What about you, Dal?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones where I'm going, oh yeah, I want to know, but that's because Salem's Lot, the first one, is just such a quintessential film for me. I mean, I've got all the memories of me watching that when it first came out. You know what I mean? And I was very young, impressionable age when that came out. I did see the second one. That's why I said I think this is the 3rd one, the second one, and it was wank. So I really am hoping that it doesn't mar my my opinion of what a good story it is. And it doesn't tarnish that, but I was hoping that it was going to write its own sort of like little story, be slightly different. But from what people are telling me, from what I've heard tonight, it's beat by beat like the first one. So I'll make my own mind up, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm still looking forward to it.
I hope you like it when you get round to it.
Yeah, thank you for that.
What about you, Jamie?
I've not seen any Salem's Lot film, but I do have the film on DVD. And then obviously I got is it like the one Del was talking about? Is it like a TV series?
The Return to Salem slot.
It's a TV. I think it's like 3 hours. I think it's a mini series or
Oh,
something.
that's the original one.
I'll just wait there a sec.
Yeah, we'll just hang about. Yeah, so Pete, how's it been for you then, mate, this week? You been all right?
But in the meantime, we do have Winslow saying hi to everybody. So, hey, Winslow. And we've also got Cy saying evening as well. Hey, Cy, hope you're doing well, mate. Here he is. He's back with his.
I've got the original on DVD, and then I've got the Rob Lowe one. It's
that's the second one version of it.
So is that a sequel?
It is atrocious.
So is it a sequel?
No, it's a remake.
Oh,
so he's gonna love it.
It's bloody awful.
I've not seen any of them.
I remember him coming into the town with a leather jacket on and going into it's just atrocious. It's all the way
I'll
through.
give him a watch.
Cy has watched Strange Darling. It's a decent thriller played out in a non-linear format. I really enjoyed it.
After what you said, I'm really looking forward to that one. I didn't know about it. This is where I like coming onto somewhere like this and people tell me about interesting films that I haven't even heard of. So
yeah, it came out in America a couple of months ago, got a lot of buzz about it, and it only released in this country a couple of weeks ago in very limited theaters, but it is coming out on 4K in December. It's going to get a 4K Blu-ray double pack with poster and art cards with a nice cover as well.
I will get, you know me with sort of like collection sets.
And they're also releasing Creep on Blu-ray in a nice Blu-ray box set.
I've seen that. I've seen that one talks about. Anyway, I'm going to write that down. Strange Darling, because I will forget. I don't write it down. Oh, carry on amongst yourselves. Oh, you can't. That's just you left. Strange Darling, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We have Steve's Gaming here saying hello all. Yo, get.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah.
Question for you. I love Steptoe Son, but I think the two films they did were crap. Did any TV series you love do a film that was a complete letdown?
Loads. Rising Damp was atrocious. Actually, Man About the House and George and Mildred and On the Buses films weren't too bad.
The Likely Lads one was pretty good.
Yeah, The Likely Lads isn't too bad, but it's not a patch on the TV. None of these were a patch on the TV series, though, to be quite honest. I think On the Buses, you might get somebody that will turn around and say, actually, I think the film was better than some of the TV series episodes. And you'd be quite right, because in some ways, the TV episodes were 30 minutes, and some of them would say 30 minutes too long. There was about 3 jokes in it. And they'll take parts of that good episode and put it in the film, and then it makes it work. But the Steptoe and Son, actually, I liked the first Steptoe and Son film and didn't like the second one at all. So, I mean, me and Steve always go back and forth with that. That's a bit hard. I thought the first Steptoe and Son one was actually quite good.
Yeah, I quite like the first one. There's one with a dog, isn't there?
That's the second one with the dog. Didn't like that one. Didn't like that one. The first one was with the stripper where he
gets married to her.
That.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was too bad. But other ones that were TV series that were turned in, Bless This House was awful as a film.
I quite like the Please Sir one. That wasn't too bad.
Which one's that?
Please Sir.
Please Sir. I've only seen that once.
I quite like that one.
I'm quite a fan of the TV series of that. So I'd be interested on that one. I mean, I have to turn around and say, Steve, on the whole, the films are always worse than the TV series. The TV series are beloved because we watched them week by week with a week gap between them, and we got to know the characters and just like them. And when the series ended and we're waiting for the next season or series to start, we were excited. A film is an hour and a half British thing that if you went to the cinema at, you'd be disappointed, but you watch it on telly on a bank holiday and you think it's all right.
Was that an Are You Being Served movie? I thought
yes, and that was awful as well. They went to a Spanish holiday.
Mm.
The thing is, I've never seen Step 2 and Son, but Jamie Powell knows exactly what I'm going to say right now as I'm saying it.
All right.
The thing is, with Step 2 and Son, the only thing that comes to mind, obviously, is Crazy J, and obviously Crazy J, the theme tune to Crazy J's character is when he walks his Step 2 and Son. That's the Crazy J theme tune.
Right.
So that's the only thing I know about Step 2 and Son. It's Crazy J's theme tune.
There's Ron Grainer who did that. It's Old Ned.
Yeah.
Is the actual theme.
Oh.
There you go.
Right. We have Winslow saying Sword Joker 2 without spoiling it. I think is a pretty interesting decision of Phillips to attempt to course correct the discourse that surrounded the first film, but it's dramatically inept and tedious.
Fair enough. Again, an opinion.
I think one of the best things about this film is it will allow for a load of discussion about it, and it's good to have.
Yeah. I'm the only one who sort of is a bit neutral because I haven't seen it.
We have Edward here saying, evening all, hope you're well. How would you rank the Child's Play movies from best to worst?
Bloody hell, we'll be here all night.
Well, I've only seen 3. I've only seen the first 3, so the first one is actually pretty
for
good.
me because I've only seen the first 3 in the remake. So yeah,
they get more absurd anyway from the third one onwards.
I'd
Then you
say 1, 2, 3.
Start to introduce brides and all sorts of stuff.
What about you, Jamie?
I've only seen the first 3 in the remake.
Which is your favourite?
1.
I'd probably just say the first one.
Yeah. Did you like the remake?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I thought the TV series was all right. It's just a bit too much, really. Exposure to Chucky.
Oh, I couldn't stand the TV series. I have stopped watching nearly the end of the first season.
I thought it was actually quite well done, but to me, I saw the first season and really enjoyed it. The second one I was waning, and the third one I just couldn't care less.
Well, they've axed it now, haven't they?
That's how they've axed it now. But I think that's probably because there's far better now with things like Maxine and all of that sort of stuff. So not Maxine, what's it called?
Megan,
that's it. I mean, with films like that coming out, then those deserve now a shot at having a sort of a sequel. And Chucky is now sort of like past it. He needs a rest.
Yeah.
All this, what's her name? Tilly, isn't it? I've forgotten her first name.
Jennifer Tilly.
You see, when they introduced her character into the Chucky, with the bride, I thought that was great. And then always in it, you know what I mean? It's like now I'm going to have another doll that's come to, and you're just going, you're being more and more absurd. It's almost like you have to have the animatronics. Otherwise, the film doesn't work. And to me, that's not true. It was good the first time round because it was like it was like that Twilight Zone with the talkie Tina.
Oh, that's seen that episode.
That was a doll that sort of talked to you and said, "I'm Talkie Tina and I don't like you." Oh, shit. As you're just not going to say that to a kid, are you?
Yeah, the one with Telly Savalas,
Telly Savalas, that's it. Talkie Tina. It's a famous Twilight Zone episode, and that's what Chucky was to me. But then it just overexposed itself, So I liked the second one. Was not as good as the first. The third, it didn't really introduce, I don't think, too much to it, and then it just gets more absurd as you go along. So
yeah. Right. Next up, we have Winslow saying it was pretty interesting, though, that DC greenlit a musical sequel that has contempt for hordes of the people who became obsessed with Phoenix's Joker. It screams box office flop. Yeah.
I think the musical bit screamed office flop if you because that'll divide people more than anything on whether it should be a musical or not.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's some people that will say it won't bother me, and there are other people that will say, nah, I don't want singing in it, and there'll be others, that want it. Oh yeah, bring anything in that you can.
I think the word of mouth is going to kill it a lot. I think its first week will be quite high, maybe for the box office, but afterwards, I think it's just going to flounder.
It's natural IP, isn't it? Is going to draw people in,
It may be lucky to make its money back.
How much did it cost? 200 million.
200 million.
Yeah.
And that'll probably need to make 400-500 to make it to wipe its face.
Yeah, because am I right in thinking that the first Joker film was a billion film?
Yeah, it was $1 billion. It only cost about 50 or 60 million as well.
Yeah.
Dear me. So, right, we have Sai saying, has anyone seen the trailer for Heretic with Huge Grant? It looks creepy.
Huge Grant.
I've heard about it.
I haven't.
It's an A24 film, I think it is, and a lot of people say it looks pretty good. I haven't seen the trailer, but anything with a bit of Huge Grant in it, I'm excited.
Were you excited about him in Wonka? Wanker.
He wasn't very huge in that.
No, that's what I was saying.
He's pretty good. He's good in everything. He is. He was delightful in Paddington 2.
Isn't it? Paddington 2, wasn't it?
And Dungeons and Dragons. He was great in that.
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie? You looking forward to The Heretic?
I'll watch it. It looks like it's a different role for him.
You okay now, Pete?
Oh, yeah. There's...
You have head banging to an Iron Maiden tune there, I think.
Oh, I wish I was. Oh, dear. Right. Matt chat's seen the trailer and he says it looks pretty good. So, yeah, that's good. Winslow says, watched Alex Winter's Freaked this week. Great makeup and effects and such a wacky energy with Sam Raimi influences. It's on YouTube. Anyone interested that hasn't seen it? Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. And I like Sam Raimi, so you got me intrigued.
Yeah, I'll do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I do like a bit of Sam Raimi. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. You, Jamie, interested?
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
We've got Sai saying, yeah, like Huge Grant, he's an interesting actor. Really come to like him. And Sai's put it a brilliant way to start the stream. What a way to start the stream. A butt shot from Jamie.
Butt shot from Jamie. Yeah, you showed your ass off, Jamie. Just thought I'd mention it.
It's cracking.
Well, it weren't cracking, oh, for God's sake. No, we don't want to see your ass crack. No.
So we've got Nick here saying, no spoilers, but Joker 2 has one of the worst endings in cinematic history. Yeah.
Would you say that's fair, though? I mean, I've seen some bad endings in my life.
I think it's the most disappointing. I think a lot of people...
The thing is with Joker, the ending of Joker 2, I wasn't disappointed. I think it's because of there's more meaning to the ending and it stuck with me. There's more. I think what people are I think people are watching it and because of what happens, but people aren't looking beyond and thinking about it further. They're just thinking, oh, yeah, shit ending. But there's more to it.
I'm going to word it this way, Jamie, right? For many, 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 many years, right? the type of ending that Blade Runner had, right, kept people talking for years and years and years about what it was all about.
Yeah.
Is that the type of ending in Joker 2?
No.
Is it ambiguous to the point where we'll be talking about it, or is it just an ending that ends the film, but it could be seen from different perspectives, like you were saying a little bit?
Since we are on the topic of Blade Runner 2049 is 7 years old today.
Wow.
And in my opinion, 2049 is a beautiful masterpiece that is visually stunning, beautiful.
It is.
Oh, I love both films.
I love 2049. I think it's a masterpiece, but it wasn't a masterpiece on first viewing. I think it was kind of a rewatch.
I'd agree with that. The only reason I bought the Blade Runner one in is because people had the flyover with Harrison Ford's voiceover, and people were going, what was all that about the origami bit with the unicorn, and what was all this about? What's all that about? And even people that read the book, you know, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, were going, what the hell was that ended? And all I'm saying is people talked and talked and talked about that film and came up with different meanings for it. And because I haven't seen the end of Joker, and because I've been listening to all you guys talk about the end of Joker, I'm still unsure what you mean in regards to the ending. Is it ambiguous? Is it just not the right type?
It isn't ambiguous. It isn't. But I suppose there's different elements to the ending that people can see, have theories about.
Right. Okay.
For me,
it's a multifaceted ending. Right.
Yeah. For me, the original Joker was quite a rebellious film. This one seems a bit more caged in, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, I get that now. I won't bring it up again. It's just that's what I was thinking. I was going, you know, certain endings I've seen where I've gone, you know what? I've just watched that film and I haven't got a fucking clue what I was watching. And I don't know what the hell that ending was.
It's not the ending that they perceive it was going to be.
At least you know where you are in a horror film ending, don't you? The slasher. You know.
We've got Mega Winslow here with Mega Lockerpulvus. I'll try that again. We've got Winslow.
Mega penis, yeah, is for better or worse.
We've got Winslow with Mega Lolly Piss is for far better or worse. What is better or worse? One of the year's most fascinating films. I'd say visually it resembles Lucas's prequels. Wow. Again, for me, the film, the reviews.
Is that a bad thing to say? Visually, it resembles Lucas's prequels. Like that means the special effects are like the Phantom Menace. Is that what we're saying, or what?
I don't know. I'd say it means it's as revolutionary as it. I mean, the trailers make it look visually nice, but I don't know what the story is. The trailers didn't told me nothing. It just seems to be like going on behind the scenes. Seems to be more interesting than the film.
The Fitz Lang is a vision of the future, isn't it? I mean, it's all about it's sort of in many ways. It's almost like AI. You know, it's. You know, I mean, most people remember it for its visual element, not really much about the story. You know, I haven't seen the new one, so I can't really comment. Yeah. I don't know where it goes, what it is. I mean, I've seen the first one a couple of times. I can talk about that.
I think it is definitely an interesting film. There's nothing else quite like it, and being a Francis Ford Coppola film, then it's worth watching. It may be his last film, and it's just worth it.
What films have disappointed you of Coppola? I mean, he did Eyes Wide Shut, didn't he? He did.
No, that's Kubrick.
Oh, that's Kubrick, isn't it? Yeah.
He did One from the Heart that recently got a 4K release.
No, I'm just wondering what would you say is a bad film from Coppola?
Bad film from Coppola? I don't know. Some people would say Godfather Part 3.
Yeah. Although that's had several cuts now, hasn't it? Well, it's got another. It had another cut that said it was better.
Isn't there like 20 different cuts of Apocalypse Cow?
Yeah, that's where I would say that's probably a divided film, isn't it? Because there's 4 to 5 cuts of that. There's a Redux one, isn't there? And a director's one.
Well, it did say in the trailer, like, Francis Ford Coppola's films have always been divisive. Look at Dracula. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't.
I just think that was a film that they should never have had Keanu Reeves in.
Very
Keanu Reeves out, and I think the film's not bad, to be quite honest.
I've always enjoyed the film. He's quite quirky in it.
It's got Anthony Hopkins in it, for God's sake.
Yeah, Gary Oldman as well.
Gary Oldman, yeah. Stylized wise, it's all right.
We've got Winslow here saying Wolves is lifeless, which is even more frustrating as it exists purely as a vehicle for pitting Clooney. Seen a few shots for Watts to take on the new Ocean films. God no, Watts has no style. Oh, that's a shame. I was thinking this would be like an Ocean's Light, getting us ready for a new Ocean's film, because apparently it is happening. So I don't know.
Yeah, Josh turned around and said that his father really, what was it? Somebody in his family really likes it and was laughing.
It's a dad's film, so it could be very entertaining. And
I like the way Winslow is on surname terms with all of these actors. It's great, isn't it? It's like you. It's like you and you know,
Johnny T.
Yeah.
We've got Andy's Cardboard Star Wars here saying, "Happy Saturday, lads. Have you been watching any streaming shows recently? Penguin, Rings of Power. Rings of Power for me is laughable. Penguin, really good. Also, Reacher was surprisingly good."
Yeah, so, like I said, we talked about Penguin. I've seen that. Rings of Power, I was surprised was coming out, to be quite honest. After last year's panning.
Yeah.
Haven't got round to that one yet. Reacher, haven't seen at all. I haven't really been watching too much. I watched Agatha, of course. My friend Denny wants me to see this film called, TV series called Silo or something like that. It's got Gary Oldman in.
Oh, there's also one called Old Horses he's in.
That's it, yeah. And apparently they're apparently brilliant to watch.
Yeah, I've heard they are very good.
I've got to get round to seeing it, matey. I've got so much to catch up. And he said, yeah, 4th season, mate. You know, I'm going, bloody hell, I've got 4 seasons to get through. Shit. I haven't even got round to watching Frasier season 2 yet. So
we've seen the first 2 episodes. More the same.
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie? Any TV shows you've been watching?
The last I've not watched Penguin, which I really want to. I've not seen Rings of Power. The last TV series I watched was Ricky Gervais's Afterlife.
Wow,
that's
some time back.
It's a while ago.
The thing is, you could name me 50 TV series and guaranteed there'd only probably about minimal. I've not even watched Stranger Things.
It's fair enough, though.
I'm trying to get into TV series more, but it's like I'm looking at loads of TV series.
Oh, it's too much of a time ask. If you go through 10 series or something, that's going to take up a lot of time.
I know.
Yeah. If you're more than 2 seasons behind, it's a real hard slog to get through.
It's like I watched Squid Game. And I was going through the Netflix, and it was like binge watchable, binge worthy in the bingey section. And I thought, I'll just binge watch that. And I had it finished in like a day and a bit.
Yeah, 2 days I got through that.
It was
Have
just
you seen the game show of it? The real game show of Squid Game. That's surprisingly good. What they done on that.
But the thing is, when I've never seen Stranger Things, I do feel it is hyped up, but I really do want to watch it because I'm curious to see what it's like. But what I am going to do is, because obviously when the new season's out, everyone will watch it and then there'll be spoilers everywhere because people spoil it. So what I'm going to do is, so before the new series is out, I'm going to rewatch the whole lot and then in preparation for the new one. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watched Agatha. The first 4 episodes of that. I don't think I'll be watching anymore. Oh, it's pretty bad. Do want to get around to watching The Penguin. As I said, seen the first 2 episodes of Fraser, pretty good. Haven't got any interest in Rings of Power, honestly. The first episode of the first series, as soon as I saw Lenny Henry, I was like, that's enough for me.
Yeah, I saw the whole season. I managed to watch it all the way through, and I came away going wank.
But as for Reacher, I have heard a lot of good things.
I've heard a lot of people really like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching that.
What's that?
Apparently, you know, the
Reacher,
character, I think that's what he is like in real life.
Yeah.
Because I saw a video of him on social media, and I think he was on his date. He's on a date or something with his partner or wife or something, and I think someone was trying to steal something, and he was like, oh, I've got to go, I've got to do it. So I think he went running after him. Well, here's a question.
Yeah.
You know, James Gunn's doing his reboot DC universe.
Yeah.
I think obviously they're trying to get a Batman for it, and one of the cast that people seem to talk about to play Batman is the Reacher character.
He definitely got the physique of Batman. He'd be a good Batman, but a Bruce Wayne, I don't know yet.
I'd like DC to go back and do something like another Constantine and stuff like that. I actually quite like some of the characters.
Apparently, actually not. So is Constantine DC?
Yes.
Is the Keanu Reeves film, is that DC?
Yes, it is. It's Warner Brothers film, yeah.
Oh, because I'll put it.
The TV series was immense. I loved Constantine. The TV.
I never saw the TV series, but I did like the film.
Film. I like it, but apparently, it got announced. I think a couple of years ago that we are getting a sequel.
Yeah, I heard that they were also bringing back the main character from that TV series because it wasn't him that basically made it bad. It was just one of those things where we're just cutting this, and fans went up in uproar over it when it got cancelled. It was like, what, are you cancelling that? That was great.
But yeah, I actually do I love the film Constantine.
Yeah. It was that. It's one of their sort of like little Vertigo type labels. It was a imprint type thing.
It'd definitely be nice to see him get more like coverage. Frank says, I never watch streams. If I can't buy it and own it, I don't want it. Yes, I'm old school.
Yeah, physical media side of things, yeah.
We got Winslow saying action is terrific. Definitely
is
agree.
the man Jeff Bridges?
That's the remake.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, but you don't want to watch the remake. You want to watch the original.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that the original?
Is the original on streaming?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it's on. I think it's on Prime.
Oh, the original.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I'm not sure though.
What then?
I think it is, but I'm not sure. But that sounds right to me that it's on Prime.
Okay, thank you.
We got Slipknot fan saying hello. Hey, Slipknot fan. Oh, here we go. You'll like this one, Jamie. It's Jamie Cow.
Yay!
Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing? CJ says, hello, Jamie Batman Smith. Anyone going to the Scream and Scene at Odeon on Wednesday? Hopefully it's going to be Terrifier 3.
Hiya, Crazy Jay.
No, I ain't gonna go to the Scream Unseen, but definitely want to see Terrifier 3. Hopefully next weekend. Yeah. What about you, Delboy?
Well, I've already said about Terrifier. I've never seen the first two, but it was. There's no secret behind this. It was Nigel that said, "I think you'd get a benefit of ordering Terrifier 3, even if you haven't got the first two." So I've pre-ordered the Terrifier 3 as a steelbook. So of course, if I get to see it at the cinema first, I'm going to get. I'm probably going to find it very enjoyable. I tend to like films that people recommend to me that they say, I think I know enough about you that I think you'd get some enjoyment out of this. And most times people have got me bang on. So I am looking forward to Terrifier 3. Yes, for definite.
Awesome. And what about you, James?
I earned Terrifier 1 and 2. I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything special. It was something a little bit different. And then the sequel, obviously, there's a lot of hype around the sequel. I didn't finish the sequel, which I do need to. And I just, from what I watched, it doesn't seem to live up to the hype. And I feel like Terrifier 3 is going to be extremely hyped up. And then obviously Terrifier 4 is happening. And I feel like that's even going to be more hyped up.
I just got one question to ask.
Yeah.
And that is, most films you can go in cold on. So do I really need to know the lore of Terrifier 1 and 2 to enjoy Terrifier 3, do you think? Or
I'd watch Terrifier 1 and 2. It's just basically about a clown and he just kills people and he doesn't speak.
So you could go in cold. Most films you can
Terrifier 2 does start to put some lore drops in. Very much.
That's good then. I will give them a watch.
The first one is kind of on its own a soulless thing, but the second
they hadn't even thought about doing sequels. In other words, it was a standalone.
Yeah. The second one starts to drip feed stuff, and I think the third one starts to expand it even more.
Okay.
But what I will say to everyone, if you
Daddy scared me to death, then you bastard.
If you do see Terrifier in a shop or online or on DVD, the first one, just buy it because it's £22 in CX. They've put it up.
What's £22?
Terrifier.
But it's much cheaper buying Terrifier 1 and 2 in a box set.
Yeah, both the two films as a joint thing. Yeah,
because the first Terrifier never got a.
Well, I'm hoping, Jamie, that Terrifier 1 and 2 gets a re-release as a steelbook to go with my Terrifier 3, because that is a steelbook.
Yeah, but
so
Terrifier 2 and 3 are getting a
Terrifier 1 never got a standard Blu-ray release. It basically took for Terrifier 2 to come out from to put 1 and 2 in a Blu-ray box set.
Got you.
What about you, Josh? Looking forward to Terrifier 3?
I'm intrigued by it. I like the second one. I haven't seen the first one, believe it or not, but I'm intrigued by
I'd
the
watch
third one.
1 and 2 first, and if you don't like 1 and 2, I wouldn't watch 3.
Oh, I like number 2. I'm just not gonna go see it in theaters. It's not a theater watch for me. But
right.
I'll watch it when it's on streaming, probably.
I'm glad to hear that you like the second one, though. That's good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It is a bit long, though, like 2 hours and 20 odd minutes.
Oh, for a horror film, that's disgraceful, isn't it? Over 2 hours. Is that
the third one is 2 hours as well, I think.
The thing is, I think horror films work better when they're short, but it depends on the horror film.
I've just heard the perfect time is 90 minutes, but there you go.
Yeah, 95 minutes max.
The first one's like literally under an hour and a half. It's short.
Yeah, the second one's double the length.
I know.
Weird. Well, MacChat says The Vanishing is great. The remake's not as bad as people say. It does have great performances. And we have Jamie here saying, hey, everyone in the chat.
Hi, Jamie. Hello.
Hello, crazy day.
Wog1.
Slipknot fan says there's a movie starring Gerard the Butler called The Vanishing.
Gerard the Butler. Gerard the Butler.
Yeah. About the disappearance of the 3 lighthouse keepers.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, it's got Christopher Plummer in.
Sick.
Christopher the Plumber.
I think it's Christopher Plummer and Gerard Butler. Yeah.
Honestly,
You two go hand in hand with these fucking names. Like, oh.
Jesus Christ, Christopher the Plumber, Gerard the Butler. Jesus Christ,
Jesus Christ, superstar. What are we doing here?
Have you heard of it, Josh? The Vanishing 2019 about the 3 Lionsgate keepers?
Lionsgate keepers. I need to look this up because I haven't heard of it. Yeah, all of his movies kind of just mold into one after a while.
I thought it was like a Has Fallen film for a minute because that's all he ever does.
Oh, honestly, those Olympus Has Fallen and all that shit. Honestly, I can't stand those films.
A lot of mutuals on Letterboxd are giving it like a 3 out of 5, so middle of the road probably.
For no reason, this disappearance of 3 lighthouse keepers rings a bell, but I don't know.
It's got solid reviews, it has, but never seen it. Matt Chat says, I love Bicentennial Man. I've seen that one more times than Chris Columbus, Robin Williams, other team up, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire that was a childhood classic for me. I grew up on that shit.
I bought that on Laserdisc for 80 quid.
Wow.
I watched every extra and every blooper in it. And I'll tell you what, some of the blooper reels in there, the bits they cut out with, I can understand why they cut it out because it was a bit adult, right?
Yeah.
You know, but they were hilarious. You know, the amount of things he was saying in the voiceovers for the Looney Tunes at the beginning, because he was a voiceover for artist, wasn't he?
Yep.
For Looney Tunes. He saw a bird smoking a cigarette. He went, "Beat cancer." You know, you just went, "Oh Christ, I can understand why they cut that out." And then they were talking about, and then they were talking about putting cat pee on all the flowers. And all of this, and you have to get a Dixie cup and put it under the male cats because it's a bit difficult with the female cats.
I love the bit in the kitchen where he gets burnt, and then he says, "One day as a woman, and I'm really getting hot flashes."
Yeah. But there was it is one of those films where I think it's nice that they gave Robin Williams carte blanche to just run with it and come out with it and just keep it going. You know, because we've now got very little footage now of him now that he's gone. You know, so it's great that some of this stuff is around for us to see. I mean, he really did go off the wall, and some of it just doesn't. You know, it's like throw comedy at the wall. You know, and bits of it will stick, and other bits just won't. And it's just nice to see. His brain was just going off tangent. And
definitely a very creative guy. Have any of you seen Lisa Frankenstein? Because that's directed by his daughter.
Yeah, Zelda.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it looks fun. It does.
I think it's quite good.
Oh, that's good to hear. But yeah, I quite like Bicentennial Man. I remember it being on like BBC all the time over Easter, and always used to watch it. Good film.
Yeah, like I said, some people look at it as a bit saccharine. It's a bit too sweet, you know, because at the end it's like, you know, he uses a sort of a line, you know, to say to serve man type thing. You know what I mean? It's like it was a pleasure to serve you and all of this sort of stuff. And it's sort of like at the end he's even saying it when he's, you know, I don't want to ruin the ending, even though it's a 25 years ago film or whatever it is. To me, it's just a nice film to watch every couple of years. Just put on and just Sam Neill's great in it, and he's underrated really in that film. You know,
I quite like Robin Williams and Flubber.
Flubber, you see another one that's a remake, Disney remake at that. It actually works quite well.
What does?
Flubber. Robin Williams in Flubber. He invents that green material, yeah?
I've watched it, but not in years. But it's a good film, yeah.
I mean, the original. I like the original. The original is a bit creaky now, so it's nice that there's a modern version for kiddies to watch. You know what I mean?
Si's going to the Scream unseen, and he's hoping that it's Terrifier 3. Fingers crossed. Can't wait to hear what you think, mate. Jamie says, "Hi, Si. Yeah, I'm sex weeing with excitement." Lol.
Sex weeing. Oh, God.
Wow.
Take some tenor later with you.
Si says, St. Vincent is my favourite Bill Murray film. It's definitely an annual watch for me.
I like St. Vincent.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's not bad. It's one of his better films of the past decade.
Yeah.
And it actually is Melissa McCarthy in quite an okay role.
It feels like a Ghostbusters crossover, doesn't it?
No. No, it
Where
doesn't.
did you get that from, Jamie?
Melissa McCarthy and Bill Murray.
Oh, I see. Right, Ghostbusters.
That was before Ghostbusters 2016, though.
Yeah, I know. I actually like St. Vincent. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Jamie likes it as well. He says St. Vincent is great.
Favorite Bill Murray film, though. Bill Murray's best film, Lost in Translation. Hands down.
I totally agree. Brilliant.
One of my favorite films of all time.
On DVD, and I need to watch it.
Oh, I got it on Steelbook. Brilliant.
Also, Groundhog Day as well. He's brilliant in that. And Scrooged.
Scrooged is my go-to Christmas film.
Oh, Jamie Powell likes Scrooge because of the toaster.
When I was at the cinema, both me and my mate were going, oh, right, it's starting, right? Even the Paramount symbol, which was changed for the beginning of that film, where it goes up the top of the mountain and turns into a star, and it starts off with, you know, Steve Austin and Santa's workshop and all of that sort of stuff. We were just laughing from the very beginning with that. And what's her name? Is it Carol Kane?
Carol Kane.
It is Carol Kane, yeah, as the angel. I mean, all of it is just to me, it's just a laugh.
Wasn't that a Richard Donner kebab film?
Richard Donner and Bill Murray fell out on that film because Bill Murray is very sort of like not a method actor. It's just very impressionable. You know, he'll just basically do things off the wall and out of script. And Richard Donner's very much a script film. You know what I mean? So they sort of like fell out over that. But apparently they made up and all that before Richard Donner's death, you know what I mean? So
yeah. We have Collector Adam here saying, "Good evening, gents. Hope all's well. Just served." Oh, thank you ever so much. And first time viewing your stream. Having joined the Mondo Rock group and saw your stream plugged in the feed. Kind regards to you all. Oh, thanks ever so much, Adam.
Thank you.
Look forward to checking out your content as well. And I'll be sure to subscribe to your channel as well. Thanks ever so much,
Collector Adam, yeah.
We've got Slipknot fan here saying, speaking of Bill Murray, I was watching his brother Brian Doyle Murray in Wayne's World.
He's got a brother.
I didn't even know he had a brother. He played Noah.
I thought it was an only child.
Vanderhoff, owner of Noah's Arcade, the sponsor of Wayne's show.
Nice.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Nice to see the other Murray doing well-ish.
And the other Murray is the mayor in Groundhog Day as well. Wow, didn't know that. Why are you showing us your legs, Jamie?
Oh, this isn't Showgirls.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's really good, and he's in Scrooge with Bill playing his dad. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of that actually in Scrooge and Groundhog Day. He has quite a lot. I think it was Ivan Reitman basically sort of brought in people he knew in this, and then just let Bill Murray do what he wanted, bring in family.
And Brian Doyle Murray is in Caddyshack as well.
I didn't know that. Caddyshack.
I've never seen Caddyshack.
Caddyshack's great, but it's more remembered for the gopher than it is anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much
of course, the main theme as well. I'm all right, you know.
Yeah. Isn't Chavy Chase in it as well?
Chavy Chase.
Chavy Chase. Yeah.
Isn't
he's a golfer, and basically there's a caddy. You know, obviously it's about caddies, isn't it? So it's one of those sort of like Porky's type things, you know, getting laid and girls and all this sort of stuff. Chevy Chase just happens to be sort of like an ass golfer.
MacChat says Bill's other brother John plays his brother in Scrooge. John is also in a great police academy knockoff called Moving Violations.
I didn't know actually that Bill's brother was also his brother in Scrooge.
Wow.
I mean, I know what brother he's talking about because they're the one who's talking about the SS Minnow and all of this sort of stuff. You know, the game and whether he got a toaster or a towel in that.
And there's also apparently a Joel Murray who was in the first Hatchet film.
Ah.
Wow, I didn't know he had so many relatives. Is he related to him? He is indeed. Wow. Wow. Learned something tonight. Matt Chat says, Jamie, if Joker is on your top 2 best of the year, then you need to branch out and see more films.
It's not wrong, yeah.
I do watch a lot of films, but the thing is, about
if
half
Batman's in it,
of films have been really hyped up this year.
Mm.
So I'm not being horrible. I do go to the cinema with my cinema buddy. I try and watch what I can. But the thing is, when 90% of films or 50% of films get hyped up now, they get made out to be bigger than it is. You go and expecting it to be like the hype.
That's the thing. The hype can be dangerous. It can.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect example. Alien Romulus. Well,
we talked about that though, Jamie, didn't I? I told you that Alien franchise, at the end of the day, its actual IP is built in. You know, the hype is built into the actual name. You know, now it's got to with that many films.
But the thing is, a lot of films have been hyped up to be made out.
Yeah, they have been
for years.
Mm. Well,
it's just with Alien, though. That you got to, all I'm saying is with Alien, it's just built into the title now.
But as I was saying, I do watch a lot of films.
Yeah. Sai has a recommendation for you, Jamie. Watch The Substance.
That's the one I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
I do want to watch that, but I've seen a lot of talk about it, and that's a film I'm going in blind. I know nothing about it, so I'm going into that blind, and I don't want to know anything. I'm going in blind.
So the sequel's called The Substance Misuse. That's being written at the moment, isn't it? I believe.
Well, I hope you enjoy it when you get round to it, Jamie.
I am looking forward to it. It seems interesting.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much everybody seems to enjoy it. I've not heard a bad thing about it.
That's good.
Andy Star Wars says Terrifier 3. I'm looking forward to that too. However, I still got the images in my head of the second one with that poor lass. Oh, the bedroom scene.
Yeah, I am aware of that. He rips her arm off and...
Hang on. Remember, I didn't mind people talking about the Joker, but I haven't seen Terrifier 1 and 2 yet.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, but good, really good, like makeup effects.
I am aware of that scene. Yes, I have watched bits of it, but not the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, apparently Terrifier 3 is living up to its name. People are walking out and throwing up due to the violence, so that's good.
But the thing is, we know what will happen now. Everyone will be like, oh, it's not Christmas without me watching Terrifier 3. Oh!
Well, I don't know. I had Home Alone on today.
Have you?
Film 4 had Home Alone on today. All Christmas films this afternoon.
Oh, Christ. That annoys me about Christmas starting this early. Jesus Christ.
Andy says,
"Oh, Die Hard tonight, then."
Oh, thanks ever so much, Andy. Die Hard is a fun film to watch all year round. It's a perfect
Christmas film.
Well, it's a Christmas film for people who don't like Christmas films. You could say
that's a good way of putting it.
Matt Jet says I just hit the like button with my bell end, and now I'm missing a few keys. Oh, I do like to brag.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Jamie says Jamie gets a lot of snobbed reactions as he tends to enjoy the films people don't like and not think much of critically acclaimed or popular films. I always say each to their own. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Each to their own.
I do like a lot of films that other people like, but it's just when there's so much hype for a film, it can kind of ruin.
You got a really good point there. Hype is a dangerous thing for films. It is. And I do think probably that's another thing with Joker. There was hype or expectations at least.
I was actually Joker 2 is I'm kind of still thinking about it now. I'm thinking of just going to the cinema on my birthday and just giving it another watch again and just
I've read reviews of people who really enjoyed the film, give it 4 to 5 stars, and I can get where they're coming from. I'm like, I can
when I was watching it, when the film finished, I did say to my cinema buddy, I am so glad that the ending didn't get spoiled. If that would have got spoiled, I would have gone mental. But
that's another reason why I went to see it early. But we all like what we like, and I think it's all good that we can have a chat about it.
I think a lot of people will agree on this, but the only reason why we go to the cinema to watch stuff on release is like the MCU shit, and not saying it's shit, but you know, and
hang on a minute,
it's just basically fear of missing out.
A lot of it is.
Because we only want to watch it so it doesn't get spoiled. That's the only reason. And I'm glad I watched Joker 2 on release date because.
Will you pre-order the 4K Steelbook, Jamie?
I don't know. I don't do Steelbooks now. I've kind of.
Yeah, because I sent you the link. You miserable bastard.
I kind of think Steelbooks now. I do own Steelbooks. Believe it or not.
Well, you can always order it and then cancel.
Yeah, I did that with the Godzilla collection when the Steelbook come back in stock.
Believe it or not, CX sell that for £90, and there's none in the company.
There's none.
They want to sell it for £90, but I don't think they ever have.
They sell it for £90, but there's none in the company.
That's what they put it out at. Have you heard of anybody turn around and said, I bought The Shining for £90?
How much?
I haven't.
I bought this from CX. I think it was 2019 pre-COVID, and I paid 30. And
that's more like it.
Price. It's just kept going up in price.
But you're not a big fan of The Shining, are you, James?
I think it's one of the most hyped up horror films going.
Now, I look at it like this. When that film came out, it wasn't hyped. What I think you actually mean is its reputation, right, is overrated because it's not hyped. It wasn't hyped when it came out, and it's not really
it for the first time in 2014 because
what I mean by is it's overrated from a critical acclaim point of view.
The only reason I wanted to watch this film, and it was 10 years ago since I watched it for the first time, and everyone was raving about it, and I was like, I've got to watch it then. And when I watched it, I was like, nah, what if I'm...
This is what I mean. 10 years ago, I was going to the cinema. I was watching lots of stuff on Sky and all that sort of stuff. I don't remember seeing every other advert being The Shining, which is an overhype. right? That's where I'm turning around and saying there's a difference to overhype, and there's a preeminent, you know, a procedure. What's the word that I'm trying to come up with? It's Josh knows it best. It's where its reputation precedes it, and therefore it is hyped from that point of view, because it's well known as being a classic. So of course everybody turns around and says, "Oh, you must see this," but that's not everybody saying it. It's not on billboards everywhere saying The Shining and all of this, and you must watch this. Not to a film that was made in the 70s. Do you know what I mean? It's just its reputation is it. It's a classic
film that's been in the public zeitgeist for years. Everybody knows it. Even non-film fans know The Shining.
Yeah, hype to me is where it's a pre before the film's even out type thing. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty certain when The Shining come out, it got mixed reviews, didn't it?
It did. It wasn't well received at all.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is Blair Witch Project was an overhyped film because that used the internet to get its word of mouth out for you to go and see it. That's hype. Right? That's where you're hyping everybody up. You see what I mean? To go and see it. That's all I'm saying, Jamie. I don't think you're wrong in what you say. It's just that I think it's just reputation, really, is what you're talking about. It's like, oh, everybody was turning around and saying what a classic, fantastic horror film this is, and no, wasn't for you.
Well, we got Winslow here saying, "Did you guys see the trailer for Clint Eastwood's new film, Juror Number 2? Great trailer, really well edited. Love the music. Hopefully, Clint Eastwood bows out with a good one. It's one
Clint Eastwood.
Oops, it's one of my most anticipated of the years."
Wash your mouth out with soap.
I am looking forward to that film.
Yeah, it does look really good. I've heard that it has an excellent script. So because where it's going to be mostly courtroom drama anyway, it needs to.
Yeah.
Which is where
I don't think
Chicago 7
it's
fails.
going to be 12 Angry Men, but I am looking forward to it. I enjoyed The Mule. And I didn't think I was going to like that film. I thought that was going to be an atrocious film, but I ended up liking it.
I like Gran Torino.
That's
a great film.
I love Gran Torino.
I wasn't so macho or cry macho, whatever it was.
So macho. macho man. I don't think it's going to be on like the level of, say, Anatomy of a Fall, which was last year. I don't think it's going to be on that level, but I think it'll be pretty solid. It's probably going to be his last film. So
he usually chooses good scripts and books, doesn't he? Really.
And what an age to direct a film! 94.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be his last film.
Says, all the Matrix follow-ups should have never been made. Utter trash. He said that. I was living in Sydney watching them film the sequels. They're the only good memories I have of them.
They just got so weird.
The fourth
There's
one's
a couple
kind
of good action scenes in the second one, I must admit, but that's about it.
The fourth one is funny because it's like, oh, let's make fun of the fact that, let's make fun of the fact that a Matrix 4 exists while it's in Matrix 4. So,
there's going to be a Matrix 5 now.
It's just the meta commentary behind it is very funny to me, but the film itself is just kind of ugly.
Matrix, like stuff like that, is a thing of its time. It really shouldn't be brought now to like in 2020s. I think it was the perfect film at the perfect time and doesn't need to keep coming back. But because it's a well-known IP, they're like, oh, we need to do another one.
It's like Space Jam.
Well, yeah.
So when they did Space Jam too.
How could you mention Space Jam? Jesus.
It was great, weren't it? When they had like those dressed up from the Clockwork Orange in the background.
And they had it looked like fucking Spirit Halloween costumes as well. They didn't even look very good.
Well, it kind of looked like a Fortnite game, it did.
Oh,
Bill Murray was in the first Space Jam, wasn't he? Bill Murray was in the first.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Andy said Empire is one of the greatest films ever made.
Yes, it is. Agree.
Fantastic film.
They want to make another Kingpin.
Scotty Movie says, don't want any spoilers for anything. Stay off the internet. Simple as.
True.
Hard to turn the internet off. I will say
Yeah, when you need it.
The thing is, I bet you if we restarted 2024 again, and all the films that was hyped up and everything, and I didn't have social media this year, I got rid of it. I bet you if I rewatched all them films again, all the films, I bet you I'd have a completely different opinion.
Possibly.
You're right. You're right.
Here's the thing. Hype is what you make it.
Yeah.
It's not what other people make it.
I don't hype stuff up unless it's something. I think the only film I've probably hyped up is the Snyder Cut, but that was an absolute.
It depends on how you look at it. I mean, you might turn around and say 15 people coming up to you saying, "Go and see the Joker Part 2. It's brilliant." Could be hype. And you might another person might say 5 people coming up to me and saying the Joker Part 2.
Hype is an overused term. I think.
It's how you
very
look at
overused.
Look at
well, everybody was saying like, "Oh, the Fall Guy's brilliant." I thought, what a biggest crock of shit that is.
Yeah,
I've got it.
It was fine.
The thing
I told you the Fall Guy was the wrong name for that film. It should have been called Hooper 2.
I got the Fall Guy when it was with the 4K on the Blu-ray.
That was a good deal.
It was, and I was so chuffed.
Do you like the film, Jamie?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, I'll be interested to hear your opinion on it.
Oh, I was so chuffed to get it. Have you seen it? No.
I got the steel book, and it was a pile of wank. There you go.
The steel book looked nice, but
I went to see it with my dad, and my dad's seen the original show it's based on, and he was like a kid in a fucking Marvel movie. He was clapping along and everything, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, the TV series was great because I mean it was an 80s."
My dad was like, "Oh look, it's Colt Seavers," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's his name."
An 80s Glenn A. Larson TV version of the film Hooper, which is what I'm saying. Glenn A. Larson ripped off everything. Man is Tron. You know what I mean?
Don't even get me started on Hannah Waddingham in that film. Oh, she's obnoxious. Can't stand her in that film.
Who's Hannah Waddingham?
She's in the Fall Guy.
She's in the Fall Guy.
Dreadful film.
I say Glenn A. Larson's the biggest rip-off merchant you'll ever come across.
Sai says, I quit Agatha all along 10 minutes into the second episode. Yeah.
I managed to get through the second episode, but the third episode, no.
I got through to the part where she's like, "Oh, that's not my name. That's my side hustle." I got to that point and I was like, "Fuck this shit! Like, what is this?"
I'll still watch episode 4. I'm just saying that episode 3, it was.
I quite liked it. I thought it was generally quite good, and then it's just slowly gone down.
The kid from Heartstopper in it, like.
Oh, I keep on about this bloody thing called a Mephisto or whatever it is.
Sorry, what?
Mephisto.
Mugfisto.
Mephisto is the Marvel's version of the devil. It's the Marvel's version of the devil. All right.
Yeah, I remember there were people were theorizing, "Oh, he's going to be in Doctor Strange too."
Mephisto turned the whole Spider-Man world upside down, where he undid the wedding. He took 20 years of stories away in one.
The whole Mephisto thing came about when WandaVision, everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be Mephisto," because there was going to be a surprise cameo or something in WandaVision. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be Mephisto. It's going to be this. It's going to be challenging."
Well, anything to do with witches, you see, that's why it's a pretty easy thing to turn around and say. But you know, as far as I'm concerned, Mephisto, it's just Count of Monte Fisto. No, it's just the devil. I mean, it's just another name for devil. He's red faced, got horns. They are devil. Mephisto.
But that,
and anything to do with witches is going to be linked to the devil. So there you are.
Yeah, the way people are hyping up Mephisto is like it's Doctor Doom or something.
Yeah,
Mephisto. I can't get over that. That's funny. Mephisto.
Yeah.
Brand new
Coming to
item.
McDonald's near you, Mephisto with a fry.
It's a Mephisto for a burger.
Yeah, can I have Mephisto and fries with a?
You can have the witchy meal with a Mephisto.
A Mephisto flurry.
So he says the best way to avoid spoilers for movies is go and watch it the opening day. Yeah, that's true.
I do. I tried to.
That's what I thought with the Joker.
Very difficult with people's lives at the moment to go on opening day, though. I will say that.
The problem is
these days are like
the embargoes. I know how a film's going to be by the day the embargo lifts. So say a film's embargo, so when the reviews drop for it, when it lifts the day of the film's release, you know you got a stinker on your hands, right? But if they release, like, say 3 or 4 days before, like with Alien Romulus, you know you're gonna get a hit.
Yeah.
Joker was the day before that. Actually, no, it wasn't, because Joker premiered at Venice.
It premiered at Venice.
You're talking about those ones where you can't actually talk about the film until after midnight on the day of release or something. Yeah,
I've got quite a few friends who are under embargo for a lot of things, but
gagging orders,
NDAs and shit. But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm reviewing a game at the moment where I'm not allowed to talk about it until it's.
It's like I saw a film. I'm not allowed to talk about it until it comes out in the UK. Like,
yeah, it's on the. It's at the moment. It's on the Steam library but you can't even actually play the demo anymore. They just pulled it. That comes out October.
I don't even think it's coming out in the UK. This film, anyway. Could be completely fucked. Like,
so did they just mean to say to you, shut the fuck up?
On comment, Pete.
Pardon?
Have we caught up nearly?
We're about an hour behind.
Oh my god, I've got to wait till January. Oh, fuck. January 31st.
Wow. Quite a fair way in. Well, you could get it filmed, leave it to the side and say, do not send until 31st of January.
Bro, I'll forget what I've watched. I'll forget it. Plus, it'll be on streaming by then, because it's out in America in a minute.
So, Andy says, the acting in Penguin is next level from everyone involved, some standouts. I've heard that the one who plays Is It Penguin's sister's really good in it.
Penguin's sister? What, Kristen Milotti? That's not his sister.
No, that's another crime lady. That's another crime lady who basically
he has a sister.
Yeah, what it is that there's a lady in it, and basically her father was in prison, and she's sort of like running the crime lord for her dad while he's in prison, and actually nearly sort of like cuts off the Penguin's arm while he's tied up in one scene.
Wow.
And that was in the first episode.
Definitely want to watch that. Can't wait to see
Thanks. I haven't finished episode 1 yet. So
you're not missing much. That's not saying too much to you.
No.
Introducing.
All I've seen on Twitter is one image of him naked in a chair, and people are like, "Oh, look how hot he is."
That's the scene that I'm talking
about.
Yeah.
We got Jamie saying, but was Dark Knight better than Batman Begins or Batman Returns over Batman?
Wait.
Over to Jamie. Don't you two already talk about this? Doesn't he already know the answer? That's just one way of discussing it.
The Dark Knight is better. Batman Begins, but
is Dark Knight better than Batman Begins?
Obviously, Dark Knight is better because obviously.
Yes or no?
I'm trying to answer.
Yes or no?
Can I answer? Obviously, Dark Knight.
Yes or no, motherfucker? Yes or no?
I'm trying to answer.
I'm shutting up, Jamie. I'm shutting up. Go on.
Obviously, The Dark Knight's better because it's my favourite film. Batman Returns, yeah. Batman Returns is the worst Batman film ever made. So I'd probably say Batman.
Oh, you don't like Batman Returns?
I don't like
When Batman and Robin exists?
I can't get into it. It's just, yeah. I can't get into it. It's just they try and make Penguin the mayor. It's just a bit, yeah.
Bro, Batman and Robin exists.
I actually prefer Batman and Robin and
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever than Batman and than Batman Returns.
My brain.
I have heard from a few people they're not keen on Batman Returns, so
I just can't get into it.
I know the tone is a bit too much for people. That one is a bit
Batman
too dark.
is like
the biggest problem with Batman Returns is too many characters in that. I mean, you got Catwoman, you've got Penguin, you've even got Christopher Walken being the mayor as a bloody villain in it. There's
nothing wrong with Batman and Robin and Batman.
Yes, there is.
Oh yeah,
Batman
there is.
Forever's a lot of fun.
It's called The Director.
Shoemaker was awful. It's called fucking Freeze being the villain. It's Batnips. Like,
oh yeah, bloody all
Back
that
credit
crap.
card, never leave home without it.
Shoemaker was all he was interested in was color palette for the whole of the film. That's all he was interested in.
Wasn't it all about toys anyway?
Yeah.
Bro, when they put their legs up in the air and they click the skate.
Who gives a shit as long as we got a Toy Biz license? That's what's going on with that.
I will say my favourite Batman film is still Batman Begins. I think that's such a great film.
Mine's The Dark Knight.
It is a great film. It's one of those beloved films, but I've just never really loved it as much as other people do.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of The Dark Knight Rises. I don't like that one at all.
Oh, the third film is that.
Yeah,
that was awful.
For me, it's
well, in my eyes, it was awful. But you know,
believe it or not, The Dark Knight Rises is actually my third favorite film.
Oh, it was just the fact Bane is atrocious in that.
I like
Bane is so boring.
It's his voice. It's like, it's Batman.
Bane broke Batman's back and all that sort of stuff. That bloke, you know, I know it's Tom Hardy, but he's, you know, I mean, if you ever seen Bane was sort of like 7 foot.
A Dave Bautista's Bane would have been better.
Yeah. Maybe. Sai
says the problem for Salem's Lot 2017, 2024 is that Stroker's only in a few scenes, and you know James Manson played him and was
James Manson.
Are you? Are you okay?
I'll try and read it again.
Yeah, I would.
Oh dear. The problems with Sallow's Lot 2024 is that Stroke.
Sallow's Lot.
Sallow's Lot. Sorry.
Yeah, the problem is with
Charlotte's
Sallow's Lot.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the
Charlotte's
problems
Web.
with the Charlotte's Lot is 2024 is that Stroke is only in a few scenes. In the original, James Marigold played him and was petrified of him.
Oh, technically, you could just
Marigold.
say Slot.
James Mason.
James Mason. Charlotte Slot.
Yeah,
What?
James Mason sort of like supervised the vampire coming back to the man. Well, it's whatever the house was called. I forgot what it's called, the Manson house or something like that.
Yeah,
he was the sort of curator of it. That's what James Mason's role is.
MacChat says there is 4 Salem's Lot films. The original Return to Salem's Lot was awful. The readaptation with Robin Lowe, wank, and the
readaptation is one.
Yeah, so when I was talking about Salem's Lot, I was talking about, right, this is Salem's Lot and it's the remake of it. So that would be Salem's Lot, Rob Lowe's Salem's Lot, and this new one, which is free. The Return to Salem's Lot is a sort of like extra, isn't it? It's like
straight to DVD one, kind of.
Yeah.
Straight
but it's also not Salem's Lot. It's Return to Salem's Lot. It's a continuation story. So there are 3 Salem's Lot films, with this Return to Salem's Lot being a continuation of the story.
Yeah, this is the 3rd remake, or the 2nd remake.
Second remake.
Marvel fan says, "Hi all, how are you?" Hey Marvel fan,
Hi,
hope you're
Marvel
feeling better, mate. Thanks for joining. Matt Chats ask, "How do Marvel?" Matt Chat says, "I just realised it's my birthday in an hour. 1 year closer to
1 year close to death."
Oh, happy birthday, mate. Hope you have a great day
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday.
I'm always 1 day closer to death.
Marvel fan says, "Happy birthday."
Happy birthday. Absolutely.
I just thank myself. See, the older you get over the hill. Andy says, "OG Blade Runner had so many endings over the years. I love every interpretation."
Yeah, it was only just one that I that was in my head, where I was going about different endings and that. Now how it had been talked about for years.
Andy struggled through Godfatter Part 3, but Dracula's brilliant.
Godfatter Part 3. That's brilliant. That's the best one so far.
No, I don't know. I like the.
I struggled through Godfatter Part 3. Bloody hell.
No, I like the McFisto one. That one's good.
I could just see people struggling for Godfatter Part 3.
Mac Chat says, "Franny Ford Coppola's worst film."
Franny Coppola.
I thought he just said Franny got cloppers. I was like, what the hell?
Which film is Jack? I've never heard of that one.
Robin Williams.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah,
is that where he's sitting behind a sort of chair in a school thing where he's really large and it's got a picture of a desk?
He goes back to being a kid or something. I don't.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh. Oh.
It wasn't Robin Williams' best. No.
Oh.
Megalopolis of the 90s.
I remember that one with Robin Williams. That was a bit weird. Toys. That was always a strange one.
Oh, Toys with what's her Crookshank or whatever her name is.
Oh, that's a strange one. That was.
Oh yeah, because it's like he's the owner of a factory where everybody's dressing up in sort of like cardboard versions of clothes, because that's what he used to do with Barbie and that, with the little bend folds and stuff on it. He gets doesn't he get all the tanks and everything to sort of like have a big battle in the toy factory or something? Bernie Levingston film, isn't it?
I can't remember, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got Sai saying The Bear and Only Murderers in the Building are the only TV shows that are bothered with.
Say it to the people further in the back. Yes.
Only Murders in the Building is great.
Yeah, I have been watching Only Murderers. It is a lot of fun. It's probably one of the best things Disney has
Martin Short and Steve Martin. Brilliant.
It's funny and it's got loads of great cameos.
The Bear is one of the best shows of all time. I don't care. Like I've watched it like twice over. It's so
I've watched 3 episodes of The Bear. Keep meaning to go back to it.
I'd like to see what it's like. A lot of people.
I work in a kitchen, and it's very relatable to the struggle.
Have you seen Shotgun yet, or Shogun?
Shogun.
Yeah,
no, not yet. It's quite a long. It's quite a long series. There's like 10 episodes in there, like an hour long each or something. So it's. Well, The Bear is only like 30 minutes each episode, and there's like 10 of those. So.
Andy says the best TV shows I've seen in the last decade has to be the Twin Peaks with David Lynch. I haven't seen the Return series yet, but I've heard good things.
You know what series I have been watching this week? Wednesday.
Wednesday's
Wow,
great.
Wednesday's
I thought it was
great.
okay. I think it's pretty decent. There's some parts I don't like about it. Xavier, cough cough. But yeah, it's like the long-haired guy. Can't stand him in real life.
Danny Elfman's scoring that, isn't it?
Jenna Ortega's great.
The Tim Burton directed show, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good to see Tim Burton actually give a shit for once.
Yeah,
because in the last 10 years he hasn't cared. But...
Now Helena Bonham Carter's not in his life anymore.
Yeah. He's free. The divorce money did him some good.
We got Marvel Fan says I watched episode 4 of Agatha all along and I enjoyed it. Well, that's good.
Nice.
That puts me in the mood for watching episode 4 because I told you after episode 3 I'll be going, wow.
Well, people seem to like it. It's doing quite well. So obviously there's an audience for it. And I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
You know, me and Marvel, I wouldn't normally turn around and say what a piece of shit something was, but the 3rd episode was wank. I'm telling you now, it really was.
It was like the real Housewives of Marvel. It was.
Yeah.
It was such a weird episode of Aggie all along.
Aggie.
Andy says,
do you think of these things, or are they just ping pong in your brain?
They just slip out my tongue, unfortunately. I'm just trying to read it and then it just comes out.
There's a thing here. Look, there's a 6'6" reefer. Look, oh no, it's Reacher.
Yeah, Reacher is apparently
6'6" reefer. I like that one.
Reacher's apparently 6'6", so he's nearly.
That one's good. 6 foot reefer. That's funny.
If he becomes the Dark Knight Returns comic 2 films, it would work. Yeah, he would definitely be a good Batman, but Bruce Wayne, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Haha. Marvel Fan says, did anybody pre-order Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
No.
Yes. And Godzilla -1 and a load of others this week.
Yeah, I pre-ordered Deadpool Wolverine. The Wolverine Steelbook.
Where did you order your Godzilla from?
H&V. They got it back in stock.
Ah, because I'm telling you now, if you ordered it through Amazon, you got a totally different film if you ordered the Steelbook.
Did
you get?
Yeah. You ordered it. You ordered it. You got no email. And if you check your orders, you'll find that you've got The Winter of Haversley Hill.
Wow, that's cool.
That's cool.
If you phoned up Amazon, no word of a lie, like I did, you're on the phone for 20 minutes saying, do you still want that film? No, I want you to keep it in my order so that you put the right film in its place, please, because you haven't got it listed anymore. That's what I want you to do. Oh, okay. So you want us to keep it there, and I said, yeah, but I want you to put a problem note, a call record against it saying this isn't the film I ordered. So you don't want me to cancel it then? Do you not understand? Oh, and I just
around
in circles.
I know.
And then whams, HMV got stock, so then I ordered it from HMV and cancelled the Amazon one. And I really wanted to say fuck you.
The box set is really expensive for
£66 it was, and now it's 73 quid.
Oh, I pre-ordered it, took 20% off. It was 50 quid, and then I saw the Steelbook come back up, and I thought,
the only reason people are buying that is because you get a book and you get a black and white edition of the film.
Yeah, the only reason I pre-ordered it is just so I could get a 4K edition of it, because it's either the Steelbook or that edition.
Yeah. Then again, if you want the collector's edition of June 2, it's £99.
Yeah, that's £100.
And nobody knows why it's 99 quid. It's got 2 Steelbooks in it. Yeah, okay. So 30 quid, that's 60 quid. So where's the 40 quid's worth?
The way I see it, Warner Bros. Are losing money with their shitty movies, so they need to make money with them.
Well, there's a Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice 2 Steelbook, and it's 80 quid.
With a light, isn't it?
With
with a light or something, isn't it? Or something like that.
I think so. Yeah, I couldn't believe how much it was. 80 quid. I did pre-order The Great Escape on 4K because that looks amazing. That box set does.
The Australian version of Never Ending Story is 150 quid, and it will cost you £35 to ship it into this country.
Oh dear, no.
And Caligula is like 250 quid and ships with a Playboy magazine or something.
They're taking the piss with some of these, aren't they?
Is that new? Is that Caligula the new cut of it, or is that still the original?
It's got 4 editions of the film, and you can buy it cheap. You know, like as a 4-disc set with very little extras and stuff with it, which will cost you 100 quid. Jeez. But you can buy the special collector's edition, which is like £199, which ships with a Playboy magazine and all sorts of stuff in it.
Surely there's not enough fans for that film for it.
I don't tend to pre-order things.
It's Caligula, for God's sake.
I went to pre-order Paris, Texas for the 4K edition of it, but it comes out like 4th of November. It says I won't get it till the 10th.
What do you get in it? What do you get in it?
Yeah, Keith and I have talked about that at length, and it seems the best thing for you to do is to pre-order it. Then the day before it comes out, cancel, then order it. If it's still there as something you can order, you'll get it the next day, and your original order will be there. Or don't cancel it, order it the day before, you'll get it, then cancel your other one that's going to be there on the 10th. You know what I mean? It's just that for some unknown reason, the earlier that you pre-order it, the worse you are. You really have to order it like the day before to get it.
Yeah, well, I'd rather do that, to be honest, because I don't think it will sell out. I think
so most of my stuff is pre-ordered, and what I tend to do, if it says it's the following Saturday, I order it the day before, and then when that says it's been dispatched, I cancel my original order.
The only thing I pre-order is records sometimes.
It's
like they go up in price. I remember getting the new Scissor album before it came out for like £13 instead of 30 quid, and I was like buzzing about it. But I don't really.
Marvel Omnibuses work in exactly the same way. They're $150. If you order it as a pre-order, it will be something like 70 quid or something, and then basically because when they ship it, you get it actually at the pre-order sort of like price. Otherwise, it's gone up in price all the way through up until the point where it's going to come out, and then it's like 100 odd quid. So it's better to pre-order it as early as possible, where the price is not known, because then you get it at the pre-order price.
Jamie says you need to see Terrifier 2 before 3. Yeah, because like the lore drops that they put in.
I don't want to watch it again. It was too much.
I haven't seen it.
It was a decent movie. It was just too much.
It looks very much like I've got to find a copy of Terrifier 2 before I go and see it at the cinema, right?
It was just pure torture porn. Like, it was a lot.
Mac Chat says I love OTT gory, insane films.
Gory.
But the Tetrafire films do nothing for me.
Tetrafire.
But those runtimes, fuck a doodle do. Wasn't too bad. I remember watching it. We watched it at a hotel, didn't we? And I was thinking, 2.5 hours. But then when I checked when the credits was on, I was like, wow, that's kind of flew by not too badly. I was quite surprised. I was a bit adamant about the runtime, but it surprised me. It didn't feel too bad. I definitely think the sequel was better than the first one. Way more creative.
I like Mac Chat's next comment. Is brilliant.
There we go. Gerard the Butler, Christopher the Plumber. All you're sure is John the Carpenter and Peter with the tool.
It's like when you said Suicide Squad instead of Suicide Squad ages ago. Said that like a year and a half ago, remember that?
Yeah, Suicide Squad. I still call it that. It's like the game, I call it Suicide.
I do love coming on here. Bloody hell.
Yeah, me too. and instead of fidget spinners, just said fidget shitters or something like that. You just come up with random shit.
Bridget shitter. What the fuck is that?
You sound like you're having a stroke there. You're like rigid. You're like, what the fuck's? Oh my god.
Now we don't know what a frigid shitter is or whatever it is. Nobody talks about them. Sorry says not yet. I'm looking forward to the movie that is the Terrifier.
Tetrified.
We've got Alan Scouser here. Hey Alan, hope you're doing well, mate.
I said Shearer then. Jesus.
Hi guys, hope you're all well. Will any of you be getting the brand new Criterion 4K of Might of the Living Dead out on Monday?
Is it out Monday? Oh, jeez.
Oh, that'd be cool.
No, I'm
Probably
not.
I don't know. I imagine that'd look really nice on 4K Night of the Living Dead.
That's the black and white, isn't it? The Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And I bought a really nice deluxe sort of like steel book that had 3 discs from France last year. Otherwise, I'd probably be interested. But there's been quite a few releases of Night of the Living Dead and 4K versions of it. I think I think it's been released now at least twice in 4K.
Alan did say he may get it, but it depends on if the slipcover is better than that 2018.
I don't think there's a slipcover for it, is there?
I think it's the same release, just a 4K disc, isn't it?
Yeah, Criterion don't really have slipcovers unless they're in digipacks, like what I've got with.
I'm pretty certain Night of the Living Dead was in a digipack.
Oh, like
was it
like The Irishman?
Yeah.
Like I've got quite a few of them. I've got like the Before trilogy and Fantastic Mr. Fox Marriage Story, stuff like that.
Marriage Story was a nice release.
Yeah, they're the ones I kind of like. I want to get the Criterion 4K of Dazed and Confused and also Pinocchio. I've been wanting to get Pinocchio for.
How they still haven't got Some Like It Hot over here, and you have to get that from the States as a 4K release. I'll never know.
Well, one Criterion I'm looking forward to is the Godzilla original one that's coming out.
Yeah, that's going to be lit. I'm looking forward to Gummo as well. Gummo in 4K. Believe it or not, I like Gummo.
It's nice to see Criterion releasing some 4Ks now.
Yeah, their first one was Citizen Kane in America like a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah, because they did Risky Business over here, didn't they, on 4K?
All I want them to do now is release the Uncut Gems one in the UK. Like, please, I swear to Christ, I'm not importing that. I'm not paying the import fees.
That's not paying 15 quid. Standard release over here, has it? Uncut Gems.
So it got dumped on fucking Netflix. Like, I'm not spending £15, half of what it cost, to import it in some shitty bag. Like, I just want it, but I'm not paying the import fees.
We've got Sia Hun saying, what movie are you expecting for the rest of the year?
What movie are you expecting
for the rest of the year?
Anticipating, I assume.
What highly anticipated film?
Yeah, what movies are you looking forward to the rest of the year?
We had this last week, didn't we? Because I said that there was Godfather and there was a Lord of the Rings one and a Lion King one and all sorts of stuff, didn't I? And I said I still don't know. I still don't think there's much to look forward to. And then we mentioned one and went, oh yeah, we all want that, don't we? I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I got
Sonic. You're excited about Sonic, aren't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I remember that.
I'm quite looking forward to Wicked. I think that could be quite good.
Oh, it was not. That was it. Was Nosferatu, wasn't it? Nosferatu. I'm looking forward to
that looks great.
Yeah. Speaking of Wicked, they announced the runtime, didn't they?
2 hours and 40 minutes.
How long?
And I'm like, that's too long.
And it's a part 1 as well.
How long is it?
Okay.
That's part 1.
How long is it?
It'll only take me 20 minutes to run there. The run time to get to the cinema from my house is about 20 minutes.
What about you?
Part 2.
What about me?
Yeah.
A new Sean Baker film, Anora.
Ooh.
That's the one that comes out beginning of November. I've heard nothing but like 5-star.
Is that about that? Like dancer who gets in with the mafia or something.
Yeah, she's a stripper, a young sex worker who basically.
She played that annoying girl out of Scream 5, didn't she?
This Russian guy comes in and then basically they fall for each other. Kind of. She's like, oh. He basically is saying, if I get married to an American girl, I don't have to go back to Russia. So he marries her. But the mafia, the Russian mafia, are on their asses. They're like, why the fuck? Because he's a very rich guy. So, but I've heard it's like perfect film. So
I've seen the trailer when I watched the Substance. It looked pretty good.
It looks so good. Like Sean Baker, who did Florida Project and Red Rocket, guy can't go wrong. I can't wait for it.
Awesome stuff. So Andy saying PMSL laughing at Batman Jamie just chilling out.
Yeah. Poor head of security over there, just chilling.
He's enjoying himself, isn't you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Andy says, "What's your favorite Bill Murray film?"
Bow.
I hate it when they do that. I've got 5. Equal 5 Bill Murray films.
Garfield 2 Tail, 2 Kitties.
Oh, no, it bloody well isn't. I mean, there's Ghostbusters, isn't there, for a start? You got Groundhog Day, Kingpin, Scrooged. Oh, and Lost in Translation.
Oh, brilliant.
I've seen that. I've got it. I need to watch it.
So straight away, I mean, when he goes, "What's your favorite?" I'm going, bloody hell, how can you put Caddyshack over there? You know, like, sorry, how can you put Ghostbusters over this one and this one and this one? It's very difficult for me on that.
Yeah, but Lost in Translation's incredible, Jamie. It's a wonderful film.
He played, actually, what's that film? You'll know this, Josh. What's that film where he played? He was really out of character, really, for him. He played a gangster type film, didn't he? He played a gangster in sort of like a Mean Streets type thing. He was, yeah, sort of like a Godfather-y type role he played. I can't remember what it's called. And it was a drama, you know, like, I'm going to have to look it up now. Really pissing me off.
When did it come out? Oh, it was in Ant-Man 3. That film was perfect.
Yeah, he was in that, wasn't
he? Wasn't he in Charlie's Angels?
Yes.
How could I forget Zombieland?
Ed Wood. Wow.
Easily. Lost in Translation is his best film, though. Like, hands down.
I quite liked him in Life Aquatic. That was quite fun.
Yeah, Steve Scissor. Every Wes Anderson film you could probably say.
Yeah, he is a great actor whenever he pops up.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, the Darjeeling Limited. He's in that.
Darjeeling Limited, yeah.
That's.
I didn't really get on with that. The Man Who Knew Too Little. That was that sort of like whodunit type thing, wasn't it? I didn't like that much.
Moonrise Kingdom, lots of stuff he's in. But Lost in Translation takes the prize. That film is so emotionally in sync with me. It's fucking crazy.
Broken Flowers wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'd say definitely the Lost in Translation, Scrooged.
Followed up by Garfield 2, Tail 2 Kitties.
With Billy Connolly in it as well. That was a lot of fun.
And then Ant-Man 3, and then Zombieland 2 for the post-credit scene. And then
Ant-Man 3, whatever was he doing in there? He just took a check for that, definitely.
Yeah, hearing him try and explain it at Comic-Con was very funny.
Yeah, it's like him in Frozen Empire. He looks like he doesn't want to be there.
It's like Harrison Ford with the new Captain America. Seeing the press run is going to be so funny. Because he's not going to know what the fuck a Red Hulk is. He's just going to be like, I don't know what I said.
They paid me good money. I don't care.
Yeah. I was in that one.
Mac that says Caddyshack's amazing. Laura, Caddyshack is amazing. Caddyshack is amazing. Rodney Dinglefield cracks me up in it.
Dinglefield.
I don't remember who's Robbie Danglerfield is.
Oh God, Roger Danger.
Dinglerfield. Dinglefield.
Rodney
Danglefield.
Danger Mouse.
By the way, Josh, it was Mad Dog and Glory. I think you'll find the film I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Robert De Niro was in that.
Wow. Matt Chat says to Jamie, don't go into the substance blind. You'll not be able to see Ivan, and the Joker will still be your top 2 of the year.
You will not be able to see it then.
Oh yeah, that's true. He didn't put
Not the
space there.
space. That's all.
Oh, I actually read it properly then. Ivan.
Able to see them.
I think Joker will be in his top 2 of the year, which is fair enough.
Sai says Longlegs was overhyped for me. I hated it.
I love Longlegs. I think it's so funny.
You see,
it's kind of got a sense of humor to it. I wouldn't say it's funny. But...
The thing is with Longlegs, I can't.
Is that you got to have high ceilings?
The thing is, I can't say was overhyped because the thing is with Longlegs, I hardly saw anything on social media about it. It was just all like there was nothing there. No one was like there was nothing there. So I personally don't think Longlegs was hyped.
I only ever heard of Longlegs based on all the different chat that was going on YouTube. Otherwise, I didn't know the film.
I hardly saw anything on social media about Longlegs.
I was going from chat room to chat room on YouTube, and everybody was talking about Longlegs, and I was going, this must be quite a good film because I've just left one chat to go to another chat. Not being part of the chat. I'm just saying I was going, to different people's chat.
Yeah,
everybody was bringing up Longlegs, and I was going, never heard of this film.
I hardly ever saw anything about Longlegs. It was kind of, I saw a couple of posts now and then, but other than that, it was mainly really quiet.
I didn't do a video on it, which I'm very surprised about because there's a lot to talk about. But
I love Longlegs.
There we go. There we go. Sick. That should be top 2 of the year, Jamie. Longlegs.
It's better than definitely my top 3, I think.
It's in my top 20.
I'd say my top 5 of the year would probably be Late Night with the Devil, then Longlegs, then The Substance, then Strange Darling, then Dune Part 2.
Sick. What's my list?
Not the Omen film or anything.
I ain't seen that yet.
The Omen, where's the Omen for me? It's at 42. So it's not too. Top 5 of the year. Challengers. Zone of Interest, because technically it's February, whatever the fuck. I saw the TV Glow, Daughters, and then Dune Part 2.
I've heard of the TV Glow thing. Who mentioned that? Was in a chat the other day.
It's me. I'm pretty sure.
That's right. Yeah, when I was on like,
I'm the only fucker in the UK who's seen it.
Ian Hill, the Ramblings, wasn't it? That was there.
Yeah.
Oh.
You should watch it, though. It's so good. So good.
I've got to write it down. Hang on. Was it that TV Glow thing, isn't it?
I saw the TV Glow. The only way you can actually get it in the UK is if you buy it on Apple TV or Amazon.
No, I know a way.
Comments to left.
Yeah, well, I know a way too. That's how I've been watching it the whole time.
Not too many, Jamie. Not too many.
Elliot, hello.
We got Elliot here. Hey, Elliot. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thanks for joining last week.
Yeah, I subscribed to him last week.
got a fantastic channel. He says, good to see you all. Hope you're having a great evening. Have you seen the trailer for Companion? Coming early next year with Jack Quaid. I'm really intrigued. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen the trailer.
Yeah, looks cool. Looks
With
really...
Jackie Quaid.
Jackie Quaid. It looks really good.
I
It's
do like
Warner Bros. Though, so... It looks good.
Yeah. What about you, Delboy? You heard of this film?
Nope.
I haven't.
Shock surprise! I haven't heard this. It's like most of the films tonight.
Well, so he's got a really good answer why Batman Returns. It's not all bad. The reason Batman Returns
Michelle Pfeiffer
tight PVC Catwoman suit.
Believe it or not, I don't like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Not hot enough
Probably
for
better
you.
than bloody Halle Berry, isn't it? Jesus
I
Christ.
prefer Anne Hathaway. I just couldn't get into a Catwoman. It was just all weird and the best
Not hot enough.
about Batman Returns is
There's like 29 years between those two films.
Well, what about Zoe Kravitz?
I think Anne Hathaway is younger than
Catwoman?
the actual amount of years spanning those two films, isn't it?
But the
She wasn't even born.
best thing about Batman Returns was Keaton.
What about Zoe Kravitz in the Batman, Jamie, as Catwoman? Did you like her?
Oh, she's good. She's fit. But did you
There it
actually
is.
learn
There it is.
that Zoe Kravitz is in a relationship with
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz's daughter, yeah.
What did you say, Jamie? She's in a relationship with her?
Catwoman from the Batman. She's in a relationship with
Channing Tatum.
Oh, what? Channing Tantrum. Wow, cool.
That's it, mate.
Channing Tatum tots, yeah.
He's going out with a stripper.
What? What?
Don't.
Magic Mike.
Renee.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about her. I was like,
no.
She directed a film this year called Blink Twice with him in, which is really good.
Oh,
but it's really
when's the 4K of The Wrestler coming out?
It's really funny that she cast Channing Tatum in that film because it's practically she's kind of making fun of him and he's unaware of it. It's kind of funny.
We got Mac Chat saying a McFisto. I'm fucking keeping my back to the wall next time I'm in McDonald's.
Oh, open wide.
Wasn't a McFisto and He-Man?
Well, they did have a weird bend in their legs on the toy range.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like McFisto would have been in Captain Pugwash. Mac Chat says Freddie Ford Coppola Jack about an adult who goes
Francis
back.
Ford Koala, did you say?
Robin Williams plays a kid with a Protega, a real life condition that causes rapid aging. It's a stretch to believe.
Progeria, yeah, it's a disease. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't know whether we actually said it was an adult who goes back to school. I said, wasn't he sort of like a picture of Robin Williams being one of them small desks and stuff?
Yeah, never heard of that one, but thanks for telling me.
Yeah, shit.
It didn't make it any better. I'm telling us that.
No.
Marvel fans asking you, Delboy, did you pre-order the Paddington Complete TV series on Blu-ray?
My friend Denny has ordered the Paddington Complete TV series on Blu-ray because he loves all that stuff, Bagpuss, all of that, because they sort of like have cleaned up all the images and they make them look really good, and it's part of his childhood. Paddington really doesn't do anything for me. Marmalade sandwiches, all of that sort of stuff. In fact, I can just about watch the films with a smile on my face. I'm not really into that. But my friend Denny, you know, we do like the same things TV wise because of our nostalgia and our backgrounds, but I don't go for buying too much TV stuff like Finger Bobs and Play Away and stuff like that.
I know there was a really nice edition for Stingray that come out. That looked nice.
Yeah, you see the thing about that is that I can appreciate sort of like the model work, all that sort of stuff. But Paddington, all that marmalade sandwich nonsense and white backgrounds and drawn boxes and all of that sort of stuff. Blu-ray or not, I couldn't care less, if you see what I mean. I would, I'd watch a digital copy of it or something, but to have it physically on my desk, on my shelves, no. I'd buy Rent-A-Ghost.
Oh, Rent-A-Ghost, yeah. That's, I've seen an episode or two of that. That's quite not too bad. Well, as it's gone past midnight, Sorry says, happy birthday, Mac Chats. Happy birthday, Mac.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mac Chats. Yeah.
Hope you have a great day.
Hey, it's my birthday in the morning. My birthday tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday tomorrow, then, you son of a
bastard. Happy birthday tomorrow, Jamie.
Stop stealing his thunder, Jamie. Come on.
I hope you have a lovely day on Monday, Jamie.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that goes for me too, as well, you bearded git.
Soy says Nosferatu is the film I'm excited for.
That's the one I'm looking forward to, I think, this year.
I just love Robert Eggers, and he's getting Jared Blaschke to come back and shoot it. Oh, it's going to be lit. It's going to be such a good
Robert
film.
Eggers seemed to be like a win for each of his films so far.
The Northman might be his best, though.
It's a great film. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I've watched my collector's edition of that now. Brilliant.
Great film.
4K is great presentation on that disc.
His best
Great
is The
looking disc.
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
They're all excellent. I think The Northman it has that. It's him working with a budget and proves that he can do it.
I need to see The Lighthouse. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, that's a good film.
A masterpiece.
Wow, that's good.
He's
I don't remember seeing a mantelpiece in The Lighthouse.
It's a masterpiece.
Oh, masterpiece. Sorry. I remember seeing a fire, a little coal fire.
The Witch. I couldn't get into The Witch. Lighthouse is a masterpiece, and I really enjoyed The Northman.
I couldn't get into The Lighthouse at first because it was shut. But when I went there a second time, it was all right.
What I love about The Northman is that just Eggers in general, is he loves using pieces of history or areas of history to kind of put horror twist on it, kind of. Like Viking. What?
No, it's all right. It's just I remember when I was watching The Northman, it's like I could see him sort of like standing on the hill going, "Come on, then, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough." They all went up to him, beat the shit out of him, then dragged him in front of. Come on, then, if you think you're hard enough, and they all were.
Like Norse mythology did tell a revenge story. It's fucking lit. A horror film with two people in like New England, excellent, and then The Witch, New England as well. So he goes back, and then now you've got like 1800s with Nosferatu. He's yet to make a film in modern day, and I don't want him to. So I think if he made a film in modern day, that would just kind of ruin everything that he's built up to.
It is a nice film, The North. But like I said, even from the very
I wouldn't call it a nice film.
No. But I mean, even from the very beginning, I was interested. Bringing your kid along and sort of like giving him drugs to go, hey, let's have a sort of like massive sort of like dream and all this sort of stuff. And you're going to see things in the future. And then, come on then, lad, we'll go outside. Oh, and then your dad's shot to death. And he's running away and all of this sort of stuff.
The whole thing is that that whole sequence is him seeing his family tree and living on the ancestors.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's sort of like it intrigues you, it gets you in. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I've seen films like The Viking and all that sort of stuff, and I've seen the TV series, of the Vikings and all of that sort of stuff. It's up there with all of those. I've been intrigued by them all. I mean, but Tony Curtis in the Vikings is absolutely brilliant.
I've seen the record of the score in HMV many times, but I'm not paying 50 quid for it.
What, the Vikings?
No, the score
North.
for the Northman.
Oh, the Northman, right?
That's quite a hefty price for a film soundtrack.
Is that coloured vinyl or something?
It might. I think it's either the maroon one or just the black one.
Yeah, it's like, how come everything with coloured vinyl costs like just like put another tenner or something on it? Bloody hell! Same mold and everything, just different ink.
Some of them are cheaper than the black ones, though. Some of them are cheaper than the original black prints. We're not here to talk about records. We're here to talk movies.
So it says Bill Murray played a gangster in Bad Dog.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I looked up. Remember, I was going, "Oh, it's Mad Dog and Glory."
We've got Marvel fans saying, "Good night, guys. Good night, Marvel fan.
Night, Marvel fan."
Good night.
Andy says Jack Quad's good in The Boys and Scream.
Jack Quad.
I thought he was obnoxious in Scream 5. I couldn't stand him, but he's good in The Boys.
He's just rabid lunatic in fucking Scream.
Batman Returns is overrated. Batman Forever is more entertaining. It is very entertaining.
Batman Forever's highest thing for me is that it's more light-hearted. Batman Returns tries hard to top the first one. That's more what I would say about it. I mean, Batman Forever. I like Two-Face and the Riddler. It's and I like they changed the color scheme and all of this sort of stuff, makes it very bright and garish with its greens and stuff. All that happens is it's two different directors' point of views of Batman. Burton's is a darker. I'm going for the sort of like Batman Dark Knight comic book type thing where it's much more grittier and closer to crime and all of this sort of stuff. Schumacher's bloody version of it is a much lighter, brighter. Don't take itself too seriously. No mental scarring sort of like thing going on. Do you know what I mean? In fact, the deepest cut he actually made was "I've seen inside your brain, freak." That's about as far as it goes when it comes to Bruce Wayne's persona. But Bruce Wayne is a damaged, fucked up kid. But Jamie's got a much better opinion of that, haven't you, Jamie?
Of what?
Batman, you daft. Look, sit up and bloody start watching this. Look.
We've got Mac Chat saying Homelander's son from The Boys plays Danny Dick in the new Salem slot.
Danny Dick.
Oh, sorry, Danny Click in the new Salem slot.
Click.
Yeah, Danny Click. In the new Salem slot, you can tell the film was shelved for 2 years because his voice hasn't broke yet. His voice is on the chalkboard and boys. That's true.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know he was in it.
Shitty ass movie, that new Salem's Lot is so bland. It's like toilet water.
Yeah. I think I'll be skipping that one for a bit. Everyone say night to everybody. We've got Size. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Jamie.
Oh, thank you.
We've got Winslow here saying
Happy birthday.
We've got Winslow here saying Mike Lee, Hard Truth is up there with my most anticipated.
Yeah, Hard Truths.
Mike Lee is one of my favourite filmmakers. I see Mike Lee's screen talks at London in 2 weeks at Film Fest.
London Film Fest.
Well, I'm pissed because I tried to get tickets for We Live in Time at London Film Festival. I was 15,000 in queue, so I couldn't be bothered.
Christ.
I couldn't be bothered to wait.
Have you ever been to one of them secret cinema things?
Yeah.
I've been to one of those. I saw it at Blenheim Palace.
Well, I went to one at Odeon.
It was a Back to the Future, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, I went to one at Odeon. It turned out to be Joyride. What a pile of crap that was.
I like Joyride. Don't diss. Joyride's good. I like it. But
that was dreadful. That was almost sort of leaving the cinema.
Here's where you're wrong. No.
These are the secret cinema I was talking about. Is where they do outdoor things and they broadcast a picture on the walls of stuff.
No, I haven't been in one of those. I booked London Film Festival last year to see Zone of Interest, and I was buzzing about it. But then the fucking train strikes happened, so I couldn't get anywhere. And I gave my ticket to somebody I know. And guess what? He messaged me after. He said, "Oh, I met the director." I'm like, "Thanks for that."
Oh, nice. the other thing I've heard the other day is that BFI have delayed Watership Down again. Apparently,
yeah, they've delayed that and Seven Samurai as well.
Seven Samurai, yeah.
Why?
They've been delayed a couple of weeks, but
just a couple of weeks, yeah. But I just thought, oh Christ, here we go with the delays again.
Well, at least it's only a couple of weeks and not indefinite like it was before with Watership Down.
At least it didn't say 2025 is what I went.
2025. Jeez.
Here we go. So it says, have you seen that there's an American Werewolf in Rome that's scheduled to release in 2025? What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
That sounds dreadful. I'm sure it'll be on Asda's DVD shelves in the future.
I'm sure it'll be dumped on Amazon.
American Werewolf in Rome. I mean, Christ, the other American Werewolf in film was atrocious.
American Werewolf in Paris. Oh dear, that's rough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was atrocious. Bloody Americans in France.
Did you actually know that American Werewolf in Paris has actually got a UK Blu-ray release now?
Yeah, I saw it in HMV. I thought, why would you want that? Oh dear. Have you seen it, Jamie?
No, I've seen American Werewolf in London.
Ah, that's good. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Great stuff.
Again, another film I've got about 5 or 6 times.
You seen it, Josh? American Werewolf in London?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's really funny.
It is funny. It is a fun film.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be a straight up comedy like it is, but I was happy with it. I thought it was pretty great.
Yeah.
Winslow says, I went to Back to the Future Secret Cinema Dow dressed up in a costume and could walk around Hill Valley. And they projected the film on the clock tower.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's cool.
These secret cinema ones, they used to be quite popular. And I must admit, I really enjoyed the time when I went and saw one at Blenheim Palace. Great.
Very random, but I met Dynamo, the magician, at that secret screening. He was dressed up as Morty.
Morty?
Rick and Morty.
No, is that Marty from Randall and Hopkirk? Or Marty from Back to the Future?
That's the strangest collab.
Yeah.
Dynamo dressed up as Marty. Like, I wouldn't.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That is awesome stuff there, Winslow. Mac Chat says,
we have a skateboard and everything.
Mac Chat says, but the question is the Northman better than Eric the Viking?
Yes.
Ooh. I haven't seen Eric the Viking, but I'm just going to say yes anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say I've heard Eric the Viking's pretty bad. Here he is. It's the legend. It's Minhaljo. He says, hey, Pete, Josh Delboy, and Masterpiece Jamie. Hey, Minhaljo, hope you're well, mate. He's just managed to get a copy of the anniversary of Elm Street on HMV. Is it worth the price? And is it a purchase I'm going to want to hold on to?
I would say so.
Well, yeah, it's a brilliant film.
The artwork is finalised now.
It'll be great to know, Minhaljo. I watched it for the first time tonight, and I thought it was sick. I thought it was excellent.
Well, it's coming out in a couple of weeks.
No, I told you earlier it was great.
No, it's because you said sick. I went, did he say shit then? Or sick?
It's coming out in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, definitely well worth getting.
I mean, I can't say for definite, but I would say that you'd enjoy it. And I think the artwork now is finalised. I think it's been finalised for quite some time. It's just that some have not updated their artwork quite right yet. But
it did get a short delay, didn't it, for a couple of weeks? It was supposed to come out last week, weren't it?
Apparently, in one of the Facebook groups, they said It's supposed to be out on the 14th, and Xavi have taken the money already. So I think it might ship early.
Apparently, the picture quality is very good. The transfer.
It's exceptional, I've heard, and I was going, yeah, but I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt.
I've got it on Apple TV in 4K, and it does look good, but disc isn't.
And if it looks good, under Apple, and that's compressed, I can imagine the physical media one will be good.
Yeah, I just wanted to watch it. It came up in the under £5 section. I was like, yeah, because I got some films on there, which are.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on New Nightmare. I don't know. I think you might like that one.
Yeah,
that one's separate, really.
I need to watch. They've got the original Salem's Lot here for $3.99. 3 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's the original 2 parts.
Oh,
you know. And that's well worth getting. That's well worth getting that one with David Soul and brilliant.
I don't think I'd get round to it though. One of those ones where it's like,
Oh yeah, but it's not like you'd have to watch it all because it was originally in 2 parts. Because after an hour and a half,
TV series.
You know, it stops, and you can watch
it was similar to.
It was actually broadcast over 2 nights when it first came out.
So he's going to a horror convention next year, and he's going to meet and greet with Robert Englund. Wow.
Nice. I hope he doesn't. I've heard things that he charges an awful lot if you want to actually have a photograph and a signature and everything from him. I hope that doesn't happen to you, Si. I hope you get what you want, but I've heard that he charges quite a lot.
Well, I look forward to hearing it when you go. So.
I'm so mine.
Winslow says Dynamo was there dressed up like everyone else. He wasn't working there. Ooh.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Just getting into the spirit.
And the final comment of the night is from MacChat saying, I liked Joel Schumacher's take on the Batman. Very stylish. Every film called him a bad director after that, forgetting his whole filmography is lit.
The thing I heard about Joel Schumacher is that although he's considered to be the person who killed Batman for years and years and years, it wasn't until the last Batman that actually they really started criticizing. I heard good things where, he's put it in a totally different direction. It's very colorful. It's nice and light and all of this sort of stuff. When you consider that Batman Returns got such a panning, really, in regards to how dark and dreary and all this was going on, and it was convoluted and all of that sort of stuff. It was only the 4th film that basically he got panned.
Didn't Joe Schumacher direct a film with Mr. T and then Gary Busey about a cab driver or something?
Yeah, he did, I think.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But Falling Down's great.
Yeah, Falling Down. Like I said, I don't think Joel Schumacher's got a terrible reputation. It was just that it was for the 4th Batman film in particular.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got Winslow saying, night, guys. Night, Winslow. You take care, mate. Thanks ever so much for joining. We have Sai here saying, Robert Englund is my horror icon. It's a bit expensive, but worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I mean, I don't think anything's expensive if it's something that you want.
Oh, definitely. It definitely would be worth
it. I just heard it's like something like 50 quid for a signature or a photograph, and it's his agents or something that's all around him that takes a lot of this money. And I just thought, wow, that is a lot, but it's not a lot if that's what you want.
We got James here, Jim Jam Movies. Hi guys. Hey mate, hope you're doing well. He's just finished work. We'll have to get you on one of these streams, mate. It'd be great to catch up. It's been a long while.
Yeah, he's just finished work safe cracking. He's
And he asks, Pete, how many network titles do you own? Ooh. About 10 to 15, I'd say.
1,000.
Got quite a few. My favourite one probably would be Roundel and Hopkins collection, the Professionals collection, and the Persuaders collection.
Yeah, well, the Persuaders is the one I want off of you, you bastard. Do not sell it to Jim Jam before offering it to me first.
We've got Minhaju here saying he wished he jumped on King Dong's Steelbook collection, but
Dong.
I wish I jumped on the King Dong collection, but sold out
King
within
Dong.
limited to 2,000 copies, so I sort of regret and I am gutted. And no, I've seen all the Elm Street films, but is the edition worth it? Well, yeah, because the film's brilliant, right?
Film's great, yeah. Any edition of that.
I will say this about that King Kong Steelbook: it did sell out in 10 minutes.
Wow!
And then somebody emailed me and said it's back in stock all of a sudden, and I managed to get a copy. And just before that set came out, everybody was showing off the Steelbook that you could get of King Kong, which is basically the same Steelbook that's inside that inside cover of that 2000 edition. But it's just that comes also with postcards and a book. If you can do without the postcards and the book, you can still have the Steelbook. There's tons of those available. The only thing you're paying for is that numbering thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you are really wanting the Steelbook, you can still get. It's just it won't be in that hardcover box with cards and book and a sticker at the bottom that says 1,764 of. You know what I mean?
So Minhaju says, I've got the 7-film collection of Elliott Street. That was a Warner Brothers release. And that I bought
Sesame Street.
I bought off HMV a few years ago. And by the way, Freddy Free Range, New Nightmare, and the remake are my favourite.
Can you say all that again?
It's getting worse.
Because that was all wrong.
What Freddy's Free Range?
Five Nights at Freddy's Free Range.
Sesame Street.
New Nightmare and the remake are my favourites. Wow. So you're not huge on the original, mate. You like the second one, New Nightmare and the remake. Wow. Fair play to you.
Hey, Jamie, don't go to sleep because Jim Jam's going to go to see the Joker on Monday. You can go together.
And James does say, I might go and see Joker on Monday. Well, I look forward to hearing your opinion, James. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a doozy. Enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a doozy.
I'm joking. I hope you enjoy it, James.
So there's somebody in the cinema behind me. Every time it started singing, they said, "Oh no, it's singing again."
You know what's funny? I forgot this happened. I left the theater, right? Basically, the film ended. I never heard so many collective sighs in my entire life. There was like 6 people going at the end of it. Like, I've never heard that happen with a film where people were sighing at the end of a film.
Pretty much as soon as the credits come up, some guy just ran out. He did.
Yeah, I did.
Credit clip.
Yeah, that was me.
Pardon, Jamie?
It's no credit clip.
No, I know there isn't.
That.
As soon as the credits popped up, this guy just ran out.
Don't blame him.
Damn enchiladas. Minhaji.
What?
If you see Friday, is it Friday 3? Is it or Friday? Which one is it? Friday 5?
You watch him call this Lion King. Go on.
If you've seen Friday the 13th Part 5, you'll understand that reference. Damn enchiladas. Minhaju, thought I have so many editions of the 2000 King.
King.
I thought I've had so many editions of the 2005 King, as I like the 4K with the slipcover, the Blu-ray with the slipcover, the 100th anniversary collector series from Universal Limited Edition is
not one of those is a Steelbook, but there you go. That's all I got to say.
I don't know why I'm laughing at King. Just then.
King.
I always meant King Kong, but he wrote King.
Yeah.
The
I thought
one-
you were going to say Lion King. There you go.
Yeah. Circle of Life. Hakuna Matata.
Oh, wow,
Is that
cool.
the last one?
That is the last comment of the night. So yeah, we've
For the
been doing
next
this
minute.
for 3.5
Yeah.
hours, and it's been a lot of fun. It gets up now. But thanks ever so much to the 13 people at home and all the people who've been watching throughout the evening and everybody watching after the stream has ended. We've got loads of comments again.
Yeah, see what I mean?
But before we get into these final comments, I'd like to thank ever so much Delboy for joining tonight.
My pleasure, sir.
Jamie Batman.
Thank you.
And Josh from Through the Lens.
Awesome. Thanks, Pete, for having me.
No worries.
I've had a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too. This has lifted my mood a lot, to be honest. So
Honestly, having a chat with Josh and Jamie and Pete, bloody hell.
Collector Adam says, great screen, great stream, guys. Good night to you all. Good night to you, Adam. Thanks ever so much for joining. We have Mac Chat saying, as much as I like Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, they don't make much sense outside of the first film.
Wait. He said the title correct.
Yeah, it's late though, isn't it? It's late though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never
mind.
Right, the first one has a dreamlike sequence quality like Phantasmagoria, similar. The sequels don't make sense.
Phantasmagoria.
The squalls don't make sense and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. Phantasm, I quite like the Phantasm series. It's very strange, but yeah, I do agree.
I've still got my Phantasm set that's in a sort of like silver ball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I managed to pick up the Arrow collection for 10 quid from Amazon. They priced it wrong.
And my Fly collection set is the transporter pods.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool. So Sai says, night night, guys. Night night, Sai.
Night, Sai.
Night, Sai.
Minhaju says, do you know which I'm on about the Digimon style books?
Digimon. Even Pokemon now. Look, bloody hell. Pokemon Kong.
So which style of the Digimon Ming Kong is nice, still sealed and open?
Ming Kong.
Digimon. I'm just thinking of Digimon Kong. I'm going, well, bloody hell.
Oh, Josh just disappeared. He's come back again.
Oh
Pokemon
Kong. Ming Kong.
What stated is that they never changed the dicks like the artwork on the same every edition.
Yeah. In other words, you keep getting these different packages, but the disc labels on them are all the same. So it's the same edition. All they're doing is just giving you the same discs every time.
James says, night lads, Swiss cheese, sweet dreams.
Swiss cheese.
Are you okay?
I think for Christmas I'm getting you some reading glasses.
I think we're getting him a dyslexia test for
yeah.
Well, hi James. Hope you have a great week, mate.
How to speed read another Christmas games.
Mac Chat says, take it ham and cheesy, lads.
Take it ham and cheesy.
Take care, Mac Chats.
Bye, Mac Chat. Bye.
Minhaju says, sorry guys, I may as well have jotted it down, but he's kinky or something.
Kinky.
Oh dear me. Minhaju says, oh thanks Digimon, yeah, that's why I'll take it to my childhood cartoon series. Good. I remember Digimon, that was a good film show.
Yeah. Pokemon was alright as well, wasn't it?
Oh,
Pokemon was better.
Best, but Digimon was like a found version.
Pokemon. Bloody hell.
Pokemon. Pokemon, gotta wake her.
Gotta wake her up, Pokemon.
Yeah. Pokemon, gotta wake her.
We're gonna get shut down. I'll tell you now.
Oh well, Saturday night, it doesn't matter.
Sunday.
Oh
Sunday
yeah,
religious day.
Yeah.
That's all right. So anyway, here we go. Midhouji's back. Digimon's
Please end it.
Relieve and Digimon live action. So that's good.
Sick.
So
Cool.
on that bombshell, we're gonna say good night. So take care, everyone.
Clarkson's closing us down now. Look, on that bombshell.
You have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you all next week. Take care.
Salute,
good night,
everyone.
Bye.
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 Auf Wiedersehen, Pat.